Peace. Ciao.
Hey guys, yeah, welcome in. A couple hours left on a Friday afternoon. That's turning out to be, another red day to end out. Still going to be a positive week after what happened going back a couple days ago with Fed Chair Powell's speech and then that monster rally that ensued after that. If you missed it this morning, it was all about non-farm payrolls that came out at 8:30, coming in higher than expected. Yes, that's a positive. Lots of people getting jobs. Obviously a good thing, but the market not liking that because we're specifically looking for less demand in the employment market for the Fed to slow their interest rate increases. Obviously, we get the next one of those coming up in just 2 weeks' time. So this November non-farms payroll number was the last piece of data that we were going to get before the Fed does make their decision coming up next week. The good news about that also, all next week, no more Fed speak. So we had 2 weeks full of just a parade of Fed officials coming through, giving their opinions on what the Fed will do, what they think should happen going forward as far as interest rates. But that has come to an end. For the next week, it'll be a little bit more quiet on that front. Here's a look at the market right now. Still some red numbers to show you here. Unfortunately, the NASDAQ is leading. It has been all day long, 1.05 to the downside. S&P 500, 0.6, the Dow, 0.25% in the red right now. We are dealing with a little bit of positivity. Bottom end of the board, trying to hold on to positive territory for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Crude oil still, chopping around here, basically at session lows. I was mentioning that going back an hour ago. We were looking at that day low for oil as we wrap up the week. Here's a look at the board. More green coming back in, which is good to see. Some of the material stocks back in positive territory. Industrials back in positive territory, although still a number of individual laggards here, including the airlines to the downside so far today. Travel names under pressure as well. There are some positive, the casinos specifically. Starbucks, 1% to the upside. I saw they're opening a new one right across the street from where I live, so that's convenient. Enphase and SEDG, both really, really good days. The solar group, I guess. These two obviously semiconductor related, but still in the clean energy solar group. But nice day, 6.5%. SEDG, almost 6%. But look at the rest of the chip makers here, all downside in a big way, including AMD, 3.75%. There's that ON the guys were talking about, 3.75% under pressure all day long, along with Micron, PayPal, ugly, 4.4% downside for PayPal to wrap up the week. It has been under pressure all day. These ones, the hardware equipment makers, also moving to the downside. Banks a little bit stronger than they were this morning, but still kind of lagging the overall market. 0.5% in negative territory right now for the S&P 500. The good news about this is we are still positive, as I mentioned, for the week on the back of that huge Powell rally that we had going back 2 days ago. So we will wrap things up positive if we can hold even these levels. Again, we talked about it a little bit yesterday when Arun was here, about the fact that when you get a move like that, you want to see the market being able to hold higher. And we are still 2 days in a row here trying to hold higher. Hope your afternoon's going well. We'll get into a bit of a review, as we do every afternoon, on what we were talking about this morning. Make sure you join us every morning at 8:30. We get you set and ready for the open every day. Sean's going to lead the way today with a big mover, to say the least. Here comes Sean with a look at one of his trades.
Thanks, Brendan. Yeah, it's your trade of the day, and it's brought to you by Day Trade the World. Make sure you hit that QR code below and join the world's best prop firm today. Okay, look, this is going to be very, very simple trade. It's one trade, and the best part about this is I didn't lose. So XPEV has been the absolute worst stock for me this week. I'm going to show you why. Like, I was trying to short all of these pops, right? And I couldn't believe it. We came in here, what was it, Wednesday? And we were up 40%, 50%, 70%. You add today, what we're doing today, another 15%. We're up 30% or something today. And generally, I had been like, okay, we're up here. This has to be the top. Let's go short. And then it would bounce up and I'd get out. Then I'd be like, okay, this has to be the top. Every time we stopped, it had to be the top. But today, we actually flipped the script a little bit on XPeng, and we wait until this is a 50-period moving average. Now, this is just a 1-minute chart. I use the 50-period moving average as sort of a trend change indicator. So like, I'm in a short and the market is tanking. Like if I was in this short right now, I might use this indicator right there to get out. If it bumps back up and changes direction, takes out the 50-period, then yeah, that's an upside move. So today, we missed the top. Normally, I'd be like, oh man, we missed the top, but we missed the top on purpose. As we were waiting for this, I remember XPeng was up here, 1230, 1240, and I was telling the viewers that, hey, if this ever breaks the 50 period, I want to go short. But then I said to myself, why don't I want to go short now then? If I'm already thinking that we're on the way down to the 50 period, why didn't we short in here first? Because I had no idea. You could say that same thing here, oh, I want to short if it gets to the 50 period, but then you short and then this happens. So I wait for the break, and then when the break comes, that's when it's fireworks. And we actually wind up getting, we pieced this out. Why? Because we were waiting for that big move. There's no doubt about that. I thought we could retrace all the way back down here. I mean, you see the chart. It's completely nuts. It's up. They might be up 70% this week, to be honest with you. I remember trading this thing last week at $7-8. So you see where we are. Anyways, back in. Take advantage as it comes down. This was 50, so that's really why we started to get some more out here, 55s, 50s, and then look what happened. This line has moved, right? But we got out our last 20%, maybe 30%. It's not a huge trade, but we get the last piece out when it breaks back above these lines again there. It must have not been doing it here. Remember, this is a fluid line. It takes the last 50 periods, so that was probably the break upside plus with VWAP. So we had a good out on the way back, and it was actually a little bit better than where we got in. So anyways, XPeng, it's your trade of the day, and it's just because it's a little different. It's kind of a simple trade. Wait for the market to come down, break a line that I have on here for that exact reason, go short with it, capture, this is probably 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? So that's probably 20 to 30% out of our last piece, but we were patient with it. We also gave it room to drop. If XPEV continued to go down, then we had room to the downside, right? We still had enough shares that we could have made that hero trade if it happened, but definitely get out on the way back up because I had no idea where it's going. XPEV, be patient with it like I was, and we were rewarded. It's your trade of the day.
Crazy moves all week long for these Chinese ADRs outside of yesterday, where it was very, very quiet, if you remember. And we even got those delivery numbers, the monthly EV delivery numbers. And then today, XPeng makes that secondary move. Unreal week for all of these. Make sure you grab that every single day. Absolutely free resource for you. Has everything you need to know in the pre-market all in one spot. Just hit that link, put your email address in, just shows up in your inbox then. A few things of note. Still watching Tilray, now up 6%. It's slowly kind of creeping back towards day highs as I'm sitting here. So I was wondering if there's going to be a little more volume down here for this. If you missed it, there was a new bill that was signed by President Biden on medical marijuana research in the U.S. today. So that caused this spike on Tilray back to day highs anyways. So 6% right now for Tilray. That MSOS, the ETF, not really moving in the same way though, but we'll keep an eye on those. Let's talk a little bit about some chip stocks. We were looking at Marvell, first of all, in the pre-market, talking about earnings for them, not good. The forecast, not good either. Chips, though, have been kind of choppy and relatively weak, not only yesterday, but into today as well.
We're just sort of talking about facial hair for a second there. But anyways,
Brennan's growing the...
it's the shadow, man.
He's kind of like, you're clean, he's half.
Well, you got the tight, sort of like the groom beard going.
It's not the big-ass beard.
Well, the other thing
it's not the Michael Noss beard.
You were doing the trade of the day, and people in chat were basically saying
what were they saying?
It was like the Canadian, typical Canadian attire.
Yes, it is.
It is a pretty Canadian outfit, as a matter of fact.
It is.
But you know what? Hey,
because we were at a Christmas party last night. We were doing lots of fun things. Tweeted some stuff out. It's the lumberjack. The playmaker said it's the bounty. You know the Bounty commercial?
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, there's a guy wearing basically this exact same outfit. So, yeah, maybe, I don't know if I owe him royalties or the other way around the more I talk about Bounty here. But, all right, you want to talk about Intel? What do you want to do?
Well, yeah, we're supposed to be talking about chips. So that usually means at this point, if I'm in Intel, which, quite frankly, I pretty much always am.
Brawny, sorry.
It was Brawny? Well, let's just say...
What did I say, Bronte? That's like a town like near Oakville there, near Burlington. Bronte?
It is.
Bronte Harbor? Nice place. If you guys live there, shout out to that. I actually want to move. I know you live away from Toronto. I don't want to move away from Toronto. I just want more property, this and that. But I don't want, and you take the...
Deep River, baby.
You're Deep River. Every time I go somewhere, like we were up in Erin where you guys were, that's where we got our Christmas tree. And I'm driving up there and I'm like, seeing all these mansions on these huge, and again, everything's expensive in the GTA. It's not like you're saving too much money moving outside. But I'm like, oh man, this would be a nice 2.5-hour drive home every day. It's like, no, thank you. But then you'd have to take the public transport.
My in-law lives like 6 hours north of Brampton in Deep River. It's like literally
6 hours north of Brampton.
It's on the Ottawa River. It's one of the most gorgeous places I've ever seen. I'm telling you, we were so close. But it's like we were so close to buying something, but it's like.
But not to move there.
If you can't, no. But if you can't, like, how can it be a cottage if you can't go there on the weekend? Think about that. It's like a 6-hour drive. That's your entire weekend.
A cottage is a bad investment at these prices because
I agree.
The amount of property tax and stuff you have to pay. If you bought a place up in Muskoka like 25 years ago, honestly, then you're probably 3, 4, 5 times your money. But for right now, I agree with you, man. I'm too busy on the weekend to have a cottage.
Yeah, you can't get there. Okay, so just quickly going to talk about chips here because Intel. When we had the jobs number hit, I went 29 long because that was a support level. I just looked at 29 and said, okay, let's buy that. But overall, I favor short. I'm not going to get 30. We took the 29.50 out of the 29 area, and then we just shorted 29s a couple of times here. The second time I got it, it ended up breaking VWAP and getting up to 29.20. That's this previous high. So that's what I'm essentially sitting in, looking for the low of the day, as I'm always looking for the low of the day on Intel. It didn't quite get to 44, Marvell, but I know you're in it. I was looking for a little bit more. Like I shorted it early, and then I was like, no, Neil, I liked this level up here. So I got out thinking it was about to break out and then give me a chance. And now all of a sudden it doesn't want to give me a chance to get short any higher. So maybe it is just this 44 level to work off of. Their report wasn't good, but it's actually relatively strong. Intel on the lows, AMD on the lows, NVIDIA close to them. And Marvell showing some signs of strength. If you're watching the morning show, I still like NVIDIA at the low. I have not re-entered the trade. I got out at 67, just took the couple of dollars that we could get. I'm just going to wait for it to get to the bottom again to go long on NVIDIA. But yeah, Marvell does look pretty solid. It's just interesting how strong it was relative to the rest of the group, given how weak the quarter was.
Yeah, for sure. You're talking about Marvell here, and the funny thing is here, if you stick on the sticky note, I'm going to talk about this quickly. I just told Liz this should have been the trade of the day because I actually followed my own sticky note here for once. So, if you guys want to notice here, we have on talking about Marvell 42, 44. Look at the 44 top number. If the jobs number was good, it was the other way, so we went to the downside. Watch out for 42 short, right? So we talked all about that right here. So yeah, no surprise what level I have right now on Marvell. We are short 43.80. So that's the price that we've got in right there. There's the short on Marvell. And this is why maybe should have been the trade of the day because we already hit this name today, and we did exactly what we said we would. There's the break there through 42 that we took early. Nice little profit spot for me there on that. So there it is right there. Out, averaged in up to the 200 period. Crushed it back down again and weren't able to get out. That out was good in hindsight, but would I like to have a little bit more downside there if I could. So that was a little bit of a bad out there, but we'll watch out for this. And then there's the short at 44 that we like, so we have that on board as well right now. Let's see if it retraces back. Now, I'm only in 20% of this name left. It just dropped down to 50. That literally just happened right now, and that was the level that I took out. So I took that 50. I took advantage of that move coming back in. It's a nice little level there, as you can see here for me, right back into where we were before in lunchtime. That was the high. Maybe I'll just zoom out again for you. That doesn't look so good. It's too much action. Right into here. So that was already tested and held. So that's what we took advantage of it. Hopefully you guys are short with me. It's on the sticky note, and patience today definitely paying, as we'll take a little more out of Marvell here on a downside move. So that was a good trade for us. Chips and Marvell, good. I didn't even realize we were doing the board yet. You went to Intel, and I'm glad that we did that. So now
I just thought chips.
Yeah, good. Now we've covered it here. It's not. Who's your favorite Marvel superhero? I know who mine isn't.
So my actual favorite Marvel superhero is the original Captain Marvel.
Cap?
No, Captain Marvel.
Oh,
but
Marvel.
The actual.
Oh, Captain Marvel. My
bad.
bad.
But if you saw the movie, it's a different character. It's tough to explain because They changed a lot in the movie, but the original Captain Marvel actually took down Thanos in the comics. That's one of the first comics, the big comics that I read. Yeah, so I like Captain Marvel.
The guy I hate the most, you know, the guy that.
Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, that's the guy. I really hate Star-Lord. I really hate Star-Lord. I just cannot believe that they could have stopped that whole, what is it called? The flattening or whatever?
Yeah, but he was like, keep my woman's name out your mouth, Thanos.
I get that.
I'm willing to risk the entire universe because just to defend the honor of my girl. Like, that's what he was basically saying.
Doctor Strange was pretty hyped though. The more and more I watched, the guy came and saved the day a couple times.
Or is he cool because it's Benedict Cumberbatch, or is that how you, yeah?
I have no idea what his name is.
Maybe that's why he's cool.
Maybe that's why he's cool. Brendan, favorite Marvel character?
I haven't seen any of these.
But you know Marvel. Does this guy not know?
You can just say like Iron Man or something.
Bro,
like,
I just said Captain America. We were throwing out.
You could just say Thor.
All right, let's just say, Thor's pretty cool. Brendan's favorite character is Thor.
Okay, cool. Thor, I'll go with that.
So if anybody
He's
asks
a hammer guy, right?
Something like that. Wow.
Oh my God.
I love this show. Honestly, this is the best. I love Fridays. Fridays are so good because we can go back and forth like this. But yeah, let's go.
We know you know Marvel characters.
Look, I'm not. You're the bigger. I mean, I'm just a recent fan because my kid was like, "Yo, let's start watching some." But you know who? Like Wakanda. I actually want to see that Wakanda Forever.
I'm looking forward to it.
I think that'll be really, really hype. The only thing we have now is December 16th coming up. Avatar. We have those. D-box seats there for the preview. I don't know if that's going to be any good. 3 hours? Ugh.
That's a long time.
It's a hell of a long time. And there's no intermissions, right? It's not like it's the opera or anything. Okay, Brendan, what you got?
There should be a nap time allotment in that 3 hours. Let's go on. Path, UiPath was another earnings name we were discussing. I was just watching this Armed as well, just a heads up. Armed made a day high there on a volume spike, guys, so starting to go again. Here's UiPath, though. Back to, sideways action here for UiPath. It did try to get back to day highs at one point during the midday, but 12%. Nice report, nice forecast for them, but kind of sideways, choppy action here.
Yeah, sitting sideways, above 14 at least. Thank goodness, because this setup for, like, you get earnings play, you get a double top, a triple top on the daily chart. They beat top and bottom. The guidance was even good. You can say what you want about valuation. I get that. Probably still expensive. But, after what we saw with the Fed, I don't think that was that bad of a move. Once it got back above 14, because everything dipped in the pre-market at 8:30, once it got back above 14, played the long into the high of the day. I've worked long back in front of VWAP, and now it's doing nothing. So it gave you the dip 14 into 1480. And now the dip into VWAP has been almost entirely useless. I have a 50 average price that I'm risking about 15 pennies on. I'm trying to get some out if you can get to that 60 and then up to the high of the day, and maybe it can break. But it's feeling like this could be done till next week. I'm going to give it one last chance here to make a secondary push. But the volume completely tapering off on this one. I will come back to this next week. We had Michael Noss on this morning from Trade Ideas, and one of the concepts that he actually talked about, which I really do like, is when you get these gaps, especially on earnings or on news, you get a big gap breaking through, like essentially like engulfing this entire range from the 50 period up to $12 to $14. Then you get a consolidation above, and then you look for the break of consolidation with your stop. And the low right now is about 1370. So that's like the swing idea. But when you're looking at it as a day trader, I just say, okay, well, if it does this consolidation, then you like the longs in that consolidation area to the high, and then wait for the high to break. And then you start taking that each day as a day trade, playing inside of the channel, and then waiting for it to go. So I guess that's what I'll be doing here on UiPath.
I have nothing to say about UiPath, but are we really going to let Brendan get away with, like, we asked him about which guy he likes, and he said Hammer guy? Like the Hammer?
Can't touch this. Dude.
Like, that's what I say, MC Hammer? Like literally Brendan said Hammer guy.
He's trolling
like that was
us,
I don't know if he's trolling.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's trolling,
Brendan,
but that was the best.
You have to be hiding under a rock if you don't know anything about some of these characters. It was way too big. Even if you didn't watch the movies, you've seen it somewhere. You guys know.
No, I really think that I caught. No, look, I mean, if we gave Brendan time to think about it, definitely he would have thought.
Look
of
at the
some
smirk on his face.
No, but I'm telling you, when let's go to Brendan. Brendan, when I threw it to you, you did not have an immediate answer, correct?
No, I think I saw the first one in theater, actually. But
see, Neil?
I haven't seen anything after that.
So why didn't you say Iron Man?
No lying.
He doesn't. Iron Man didn't come to us. That's what I'm saying. These things didn't come to him. It was Okay, let's move on that one. I just think we let him get away with that. That was hilarious. So I just want to say shout out to Brendo, man. That was funny, man.
You.
Hammer guy, that was great.
You.
Okay, so just quickly here, Tilray is starting to go. I want to try a 450 break.
Yeah.
If it takes 450, I'm going to go on Tilray. I think it just makes a little bit of sense. We do have that news out.
What?
Although I don't think it's a big deal for many of these companies. The thing about signing in for medical marijuana and more research, honestly, I just think that opens the doors for the big research companies, like a Pfizer, like an Eli Lilly, things like that, to go out and get funding now because it is supported by the federal government. I'm in all of these, not all of them, but I'm in a lot of the marijuana names. First of all, that MSOS is not moving because it's multi-state operators, probably has nothing really to do. It's more the growers and things like that, I feel like, that now have a chance to go. Multi-state operators are going to be the ones that are actually opening up the businesses and things like that. Different licenses, kind of a different game. But I like Tilray just because of where it's been holding here on the daily chart, regardless of the move. I mean, look, I don't think you want to buy on these breakouts. There's 450 right there. I mean, that's why we're buying it. This is a daily chart, so if it breaks it out, that's fine. I don't know if you go long yourself on these breakouts. I just like it because we've been holding this $3. So I just feel like, you've obviously missed the long right now at these levels, but it could come back. So I think that as long as you play some of these dips, I think you'll be fine. CGC, I don't even want to look it up. But there's Tilray. Let's see if it bounces. Like, if it can't break, honestly, that daily level of 450, when we actually have some obviously good news here, then I think that's a problem. So let's wait to see if it takes that 450. I'm in it if it does, and I'll probably only give it 20 or 30 cents. I don't believe in the space that much, to be honest with you guys.
I was just reading a little bit more on that RMED. Yeah, there was nothing new. I mean, there was a little bit of positive data on one of their treatments yesterday, but nothing new. Just trying to take out highs here, 480 on that RMED again. This was a note if you missed it midday. Boeing popped up. Wanted to mention Boeing because we're still holding near day highs for Boeing. UAL said to be close to a deal for dozens, plural, of 787 Dreamliners. So nice look here, guys. 3.67. This deal, if it gets done, is worth hundreds of billions, is the way they put it, potentially, for Boeing.
Hundreds of billions of what?
The chat always wins, man.
The chat, well, of course.
Chris L, Disney going to change it to Iron Person, like instead of Iron Man.
I mean,
like we have like Hammer Guy, Anyways, funny. You guys are too funny. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I still
shout out some of these.
I'm
dudes.
still skeptical that he didn't know those, but I'll get over it at some point. You know what? But it's not for everybody. I get it. Not everybody's into comic books and that kind of thing. Only nerds are, or cool people. But I wish I still had Boeing on that 180 break, and I'll kind of kick myself for not getting back in because this is a level that we've been watching for a while. So news catalyst causing a break of 180. There's the daily chart. Look at the great channel this has breaking out. I want to get back into it, and I'm looking for 181. To sit on the dip here. I don't think I want to take a high break. The market has been rejecting the top, so unless we see something crazy, like the market maybe breaking and going closer to positive, it's hard to like a top break on something that's just usually going to follow the market or have a little bit of a correlation with it. So I'd rather buy the dip. I was able to get the 180 break on the news. That's Brendan threw it in our chat, and I was like, oh. News on Boeing? Oh, it's still at 180 because it was down at 178. So that 180 break happened after the news came on the way back in. So I was able to take that. I want to get back in front of probably 181s. We'll see if we can get that one going there. I like the same break on Tilray. I think it's the last time it was here. I'm like 99% certain that I took the same break and obviously lost because it didn't go anywhere. So the last time it broke 450, I'm pretty sure I had this long. Pretty sure it obviously didn't work. So this would be like the fourth time it gets here, maybe the fourth time's the charm. Now it's above the 200-period moving average. So there's a heck of a lot going on with this stock technically that's a break that you almost, like I just have it every single time it goes, pretty much, until it finally works.
I thought of my new favorite superhero, Tree Man. Groot.
Nice.
Yeah, I think.
No, you shouldn't have. You don't have to explain the joke. When it's a good one, you don't have to explain.
You know who Groot is.
You know I know.
Yeah, man of many words. Groot.
Yeah.
So okay, I have absolutely nothing to say on Boeing or UAL, Brendo.
Let's go on to some of these meme stocks. AMC was relatively strong all day. It's been pretty impressive. Still holding on to 2% here. There was really no reason other than heavy call buying that came in yesterday for that move to the upside. It led, though, all of these back higher today. Still, again, versus the market, not a bad day here.
I forgot to pay for locates on GameStop.
Do you have to pay for locates on GameStop? I don't know if you had to the other day, because I was trading it here the other day, and I was wondering if...
Oh, maybe you do. Oh, you don't?
I don't think so, because I was trading it. There was another one the other day that I thought we had to pay for. It might have been XPeng, to be honest with you. Maybe that one we had to pay for. I don't know. I'm all confused here. I'm still discombobulated with everything. Okay, so
it's Brendan's fault for not.
I know,
knowing
that's what I'm
anymore
saying.
about
Like, I'm sort of like, is this for real? But no, we're just playing around. Of course, Brendan does or does not know who Groot is. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on all this. All right, so Marvel just came back up. AMC, though, let's talk about AMC quickly. AMC was a pretty good trade today, man, for me. We started it off early. It was not rocket science to play that we wanted. We wanted 8 long. Turns out that it's still completely fine. We did get out when it broke 8. That kind of sucks. So that one's obviously on me there because it did break lower and the rest is history. There it is. We basically got out at the bottom. I just didn't want 8 to break, and it did, so I didn't give it any time at all. The minute it broke, I just punched out, which is probably pretty bad because it looks like we got like 98s there. The bottom was 92. So we give it up, and then as soon as we get out, it just goes right back up to 825, which is fine. We still made money. Like I said, it's still one of the top stocks for me today, for sure, although Marvell taking it over right now. But you could see here, 810, we took that early. There was the drop in the CPI, I keep saying that, in the jobs number today. Nice move to the downside on more jobs than expected. So obviously the Fed has to deal with that now come the 14th. And there it is, nice move down. And we just wanted to take the 8. So since then, like I said this earlier today, you don't want to be focused too much on meme stocks because for me, I feel like they're not actionable until you get something behind it. Like if it comes up to a key level now, $8, you take it, which we did. It didn't hit anything to the high side to short, which probably is this $9 mark. You want to wait for spikes in volume. You can't see it. Let me put this over a little bit. You want to wait for spikes in volume. Like you get early there, you get there again. And then so right now we're pretty quiet on AMC. So for me, the damage was done early and we never got back in. It's pretty barcoding right now. I'll take the long if it gets back to 8, but for now I think it's just kind of like, yeah, leave it alone for me on AMC.
Yeah, it's definitely a leave it alone. I was actually looking at GameStop, a little more interesting, but look, I had it short when it broke 8, and like Sean said, it got to 92, and then whipped right back. So you can barely even tell on the 15-minute chart, but it's such a key level that I'm going to have that shot most times. I don't think we see 860 to want that to the short side. But GameStop's kind of interesting up here because it's a lot stronger. They report next week. Wednesday, I want to say. You can maybe double check that. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. But if you look at this high that it made, already a lower high at 27.85, putting another one in at 27.50. If this were to make a run, fail the high of the day, I just want to be locked and loaded and ready for a failed breakout. It's a setup I usually like on GameStop, DWAC. You know, run to the high of the day, kind of fade back in almost immediately, and then engage in that short off the top. Actually, you probably heard Luca talk about a similar setup when he was trading SHPH. I like that. I like it as well. I'm waiting for that on GameStop, which apparently I didn't have to pay for locates, I guess.
Just before we go back to Brendan here, because you've already done Marvell, it did come back up, so I did short it again right now. So it's right back at this area. We shorted 80 again, so same price. Nothing changes. I did see what you put in the chat there. Who was it there? What's up, Kip? Kip Perlson. I feel like that could be a golfer or something. Kip Perlson. Kip Perlson. Right there. Yeah, thanks for the note. No, I know, and that's part of it. He said that watch out for Marvell because it's going counter market right now, and I know. And we did that. We had a trade on that yesterday or the day before that was going against the, it was Snowflake that was going, and then eventually it just went in our way. So we're going to try to hold on to Marvell right now because I do believe in that level. We've marked it down. Hopefully 44 will hold. We talked about why we like that. It goes back a couple days there for 44. So we're going to hold that out today. Meta breaking down. Which way?
High of day.
High of day. Okay, that seems to be a bit
I was
straight.
waiting for a dip.
You want to go to Neil's screen? He has it up. I don't have it up yet.
Yeah, I just canceled my order for a dip buy on Meta because it just took out the high of the day. This was, I went from short to long the stock. This morning I liked the 121 for a breakout, but then when everything came to the downside, I started shorting off a 120, reversed it, 120 into 121, 121 into 122, got some out at 22.50. Well, I got it all out at 22.50 and had been looking for a way back in. I thought we'd see VWAP because the market wasn't going up. and now it just looks like it's a clean 123 break. So this is a huge level on Meta. If you go all the way back to this gap fill, well, not gap fill, the gap down, I should say, last earnings, it was support at 23.24 that was broken down. So you're now getting right through previous support at 123. If it can hold the bid, like me consolidate up here, I'll go long 23s. I still would prefer the dip buy. The market's not with this move, so I hate chasing top breaks if the phone's not with it. Phone. Sean just said phone, and I said phone. If the market isn't with it, I hate chasing top breaks. I need to see it hold above, which I guess it's doing now, and then we can engage in the longs. It's been a good stock for me, and I think I had to get in earlier than I wanted, but it did work out. I just wish I was still in it at this point.
Yeah, I was Sharif early on this morning about this Chinese Golden Dragon Index. I read an article yesterday at the end of the day talking about the November performance was 42%. So that Golden Dragon Index is their NASDAQ equivalent, essentially. 42% for the month of November. It was first ahead of Germany's index, main index, was up huge as well. But unbelievable move for tech stocks coming out of China. I say that because I wanted to touch on a few of these Chinese ADRs. No real significant news catalyst today, but good news, guys. They found Jack Ma again, this time in Tokyo. Apparently he's been there for 6 months.
This guy doing running beside a bus there? Like,
he's getting his cardio in, man.
That's what I'm wondering. It looks like he doesn't need too much cardio. He might need some more.
Get that work.
More beef.
Get that
on
work,
there.
Jack.
Shout out to Jack Ma and friends.
You know, you can't compete with Bezos if you're not going to put that work in. Let's just say.
Yeah, you're definitely not competing with Bezos for sure. That guy's jacked up. I mean, but you know, if you got some steroids and all that stuff, you could compete with him, I'm sure, pretty easily there.
He's got that good stuff.
He's got that real good stuff there. That
Although maybe not, because one of the things that always...
I mean, he has a lot of time on his hands now. He's no longer CEO, so maybe he's hitting that Prad life.
But what always confused me, and this is weird that I'm going to talk about steroids now, is that a lot of times, like baseball players recently, a lot of the guys are getting caught for stuff that like sprinters were using in like the 1990s.
Like Tatis Jr. or whatever?
It's like you were literally getting caught for a steroid that was detectable and people were using when Ben Johnson was using it. I'm like, you have millions of dollars, really? You can't just get some Barry Bonds stuff? It's very confusing to me sometimes when that happens. It's like, you have money. Don't get caught. But
it's...
For,
Fernando Tatis signed what, a $350 million deal?
Something like that.
And then he said like, I didn't realize what I was doing. I took some like Sudafed or something and tipped the scales on that. And then just like, and I'm with you. I'm like, why are the Padres or whoever, why are they not like giving this guy, you know, the best, or their whole team, like, you know, some sort of a nutritionist or somebody that knows something about something. So I don't know. I don't know anything about anything.
But it is true. Like when I was in university, like you got like we got a booklet, and this is a Canadian university. You're not even on scholarships. You got like a booklet of stuff that you can't take. It's like you can't have this, and this.
And when you're in university, that was like 50 years ago. Yeah, like imagine the technology has changed so much.
It's like a professional athlete doesn't know this stuff.
It's crazy.
But Xpeng is doing absolutely nothing. I traded it off a $12 level, which I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm not going to get a chance back at this. And I wish I had just flipped short when this break failed, because it was breaking a consolidation up. I'm like, okay, it's going 12 into like 12.20, 12.30. And then it completely reversed on me. I got out when it broke 80s, and look, I got out here, and then it's only been going down. Look at what's happening, now completely sideways. It couldn't be any sleepier right now, or more sleepy, I should say. Nothing happening. I just don't see a reason to be trading this unless something profound happens in Xpeng. I'm probably done with the Chinese ADRs. I did not have the early move. It was just another day where I'm looking for that break and just not aggressive enough trying to catch it, and it got way too late into that one. So if it makes a huge move one way or the other, I almost don't care. I'll probably join the party, but this feels like it's a little bit done for me. Meta more interesting, to be sure.
All right, so Alibaba right now, that's going to be a name here coming through as well. We talked about buying it off $86 here on the sticky note today, and yeah, that's not... I mean, it's just so crazy because that's exactly where we went to. But then the problem was that spike came down, and that was due to, and we talked about this as it was happening. I was like, okay, I can't believe this is happening. It comes right down into 86, and that was exactly the bottom. So, I mean, that was that rate at 930 is just, there was so much happening, I didn't have it. But if you don't believe me, that's cool. I'm down for that. There's reasons why I put this out there. screen cap this, send this to whoever you want. Alibaba, this went out at 8 a.m. this morning, seems to have support near 86 with an L there. So that should be loser for me because we should have had it, but that means long right there. So we talked about Alibaba long, and if you don't believe me, here it is here written in plain old English where you can actually read it and don't have to worry about my writing right there. So that's Alibaba on the downside. And this one's on me. I even talked about it when it was there. It was like I wasn't sure what was happening. I didn't know they found Jack Ma. That had nothing to do with anything. It was a nice little downside move. We thought 86, yesterday's close, was something that I wanted to support. I knew we wanted to go long Chinese names there off the open, and I should have done it, but that number just came out, smacked it to the downside. But if that number doesn't happen, we probably don't get to 86, but I don't know. Should have taken it. Would have been, it's only $5 in the money now, but that would have been a great trade. We don't have it on board, so we'll move on. But that's a great little level for Alibaba in case we see that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. I feel like these Chinese names are not done yet, especially with some of these. Look at Alibaba. I mean, you just did. It's every Chinese name. Brendan talked about some stories
at
there.
Billy.
I mean, this was $60, $60 November 10th. Up to 90 here. And the market cap of these companies, these aren't small companies. Like, this is not an Xpeng or anything like that. Like, what is Alibaba?
Why you got to trash talk Xpeng?
No, I'm just trash talking these ones that are not worth that much money. Like, Xpeng's not, like, Alibaba, oops. Wrong website. I don't want Flow Checker.
You want FinViz?
I want a FinViz. I don't even know where my FinViz thing is. Or, of course,
or you could just go to Trade
I could go to Trade Ideas, which I don't even have open, so I'm going to get in trouble from that as well. I have the scans open. I don't have the thing you need for that. Look, I'm typing in here FinViz. What I'm trying to do is Alibaba right now, just to see what the market cap is on this thing. Yeah, $230 billion. Yeah.
Which is like 30 times Xpeng.
That's what I mean. So, like, these guys gained in a month, less than 3 weeks. They gained $70 billion or more than that, $80 billion in market cap. And I know that's nothing. Like, when Apple moves, it'll gain just as much. But this is Alibaba, so I'm very, very surprised at this. So I don't think these names are going anywhere. In fact, when I see that kind of a move up, I wonder if it is time to short Alibaba. I'd like to see it at
be a short.
Yeah, I'd like to see it at 100. Let's let this thing settle down. I wouldn't rush to your account right now and short Alibaba, guys.
Yeah, there's going to be a short, I do think. Hopefully I get some meta on the way back. But I forgot, there is a Chinese name that I'm looking at this afternoon. It's Bilibili. $20 on Bilibili. It's really close to the top. I've been waiting for this break since, I think I put the order in at about like an hour or so ago for the $20 break. It's just been grinding, higher lows all the way through. Big level on the daily as well. Kind of a gap to be filled if it can get through that price. Don't always love trading these this time of the day, but I'm going to go for it here. As long as it breaks that 20 level, I'm going to get that Bilibili long. I just confirmed with Brennan, because you'll see I do have FedEx long. So there was no news for this volume spike. That's the first thing I'll get to. Like, nothing really happened. But it was sitting at 179. It went up to 182, which doesn't look like much on the 15-minute. And it wasn't a ton of volume, but I did buy the dip on the way in, just from a technical standpoint. Like, it got yesterday's low and then the day's high, bounced there. So I'm still in it, just looking for it to get back into 182. So I'm in the trade, but there's really no catalyst I'm aware of other than the fact that it had volume randomly out of nowhere. And when I was in it, I'm like, is there any news? And Sean was like, hey, check out UPS, see if that did anything. UPS didn't do anything. So no idea what caused the spike, just know that it did move, and I'm looking for 162. My stop's at break even, just beneath that 180 level, or just slightly beneath break even. I just got Meta on a dip buy into 123. That's not in the New York. I just hit enter too fast. So I'm going to get long on Meta. I do want to try to give this to, at least a little bit past the... Get enter twice. A little bit past that 122.5 or somewhere in that range, I want to be able to give it to. That's where it curled and got me out of the original, the second long that I had at 121. So I want to give this a bit of a berth. It's relatively strong. If the market goes, this is one that I definitely love north side.
Okay, so like Kip said earlier, we'll hit the siren there, that it looked like Marvell was going back up to the upside. You're 100% right. It just took out $44, and we got out. But the thing is this. I punched back short. I'm only going to give this 10 cents. If it takes out 44.10, fine. I just didn't want to get run to 44 there because I think it was such an obvious stop that I feel like there was a lot of traders might have got stopped there. So then once it sort of settled down a little bit, like, here's the break right here. So it breaks it just a little bit right there. Let me just zoom this. Some of the complaints we have is that sometimes I can't see what we're doing right there. So I just felt like it broke it, and then it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, like basically 3 or 4 minutes it hung up. So that takes away my theory that it got ran to the upside there because there wasn't enough people hitting the exits on that. I mean, here's the spike up through 44, so it is a big volume spike. So that, you know, there were people that punching out, me included, so we added to that spike, but at the same time, it didn't continue, right? And so that lets me believe that, hey, you know, maybe we did get run to the upside there only for it to get back in, right? So I just wonder if a lot of the people that punched out were traders like myself that just were like waiting for that to happen. We're still up on Marvell. We're not going to let that change. But at the same time, we went short, hoping that, you know, that's the theory that happened. Upside move. Hopefully people did get blown out a little bit there, including myself. So I'm, you know, raise hand if that was you. So now we'll see if it wants to get back down in here a little bit. There was a little bit of a gap there. I don't know what that was about. I think that was, again, people getting excited because of how close we were getting to 44. So I'm going to put a fill right here, 94, just to see what's going on with that level. So we're going to put something at 94. We're short here at flats, so it's okay. And I don't know, like, there's two ways to play this game right now. Either exactly what Kip was saying, we're against the market. It's a big move up here. The market done absolutely nothing, and here goes Marvell straight to the upside, right? So there is something there on the stock. So, you know, there could be some buyers. So let's hold out, only taking 10 cents worth of risk here. And I'm almost thinking about reversing into a long, but we're gonna have to wait for the market to do something first.
Yeah, I think the market's got to move. Like, I don't want to be aggressive highs or lows unless I see something channel break in the market. But someone just mentioned that Amazon's breaking down. I mean, 94 is a nice even level. I really don't mind that notion. I just find when we're range bound, I typically prefer to short off a resistance here. So if it consolidates beneath 94, I'd structure it that way to try to take that short. I just saw someone in the chat say, it was Nick, post your most degenerate position in the chat. I don't know that I could call anything I'm sitting in right now degenerate. However, I'll kind of give you one in the long term. Hopefully my daily chart will load up here because this is going to be pointless without actually looking at the daily. But Virgin Galactic, one which was one of my favorite pandemic stocks, if only because you bought anything and they went up in 2020. Oh, it doesn't want to go. So anyways, I bought some Virgin Galactic. I definitely took a lot out on the way up, but I was buying it at like 26s. And you take profit on it. You're like, yeah, you know, I'll buy the dip somewhere. Never end up buying the dip, but then you're just bag holding your last like 10% because you're like, yeah, well, I'm up on the thing overall. And then you're bag holding it through 15, and then you're holding it through 10, and you're like, yeah, well, at this point, there's no point selling that last 10%. I'll just hang on to it and give it to my daughter at some point. But yeah, I still own 10% of my original position in Virgin Galactic at 20. I want to say it was about $26. There's probably a couple of cents in there. I just saw it in the chat and found that amusing, so I thought I'd throw that out there.
Wow, we had something that was amusing this morning was our little talk about Starbucks. Find me on if you missed it, go over to Twitter and find that because I told a little story there about the family. We have over, I got to change that. Now we're over 370, I believe, 1,000 subscribers. Thanks to everybody for that. But here it is right here. A little fun talk about SBUX. What I should have said is, who cares about how much money you spend at Starbucks if you own the damn stock? Look what Starbucks has been doing. I mean, you want to talk about some of the Chinese names, this is directly related to that, I feel like. You know, they have big business in China. They got hit on, you know, the lockdowns and back to work, now back in full here, pretty much in North America. I don't want to say for everybody, but look at Starbucks, man, just straight upside on the daily chart. It's like, it was hold my beer down here at $80 and give me some, you know, whatever, cappuccinos, all the way to the upside here, frappe mochas, all the way to 105 and change, running into a little bit here, but wow, big time movement up for Starbucks. So I don't think there's any, I mean, there might be some analyst upgrades and things like that on the stock recently, but Starbucks, I think, is just getting some of that whiff of China there that, you know, hopefully some of their COVID lockdown policies and whatnot will relieve itself and then China can go back. I think they are opening a store a day or something in China. It's absolutely
great growth.
Ridiculous, the growth over there. So Luckin Coffee, although we know that's in the pink sheets, that's kind of LKNCY. Let's look at that over here quickly on the PKs. Shout out to Jeffrey Mendel there. But Luckin Coffee is very, very similar. I mean, look at this over the daily. You go back down, even just back to November, $13. That's that's October 25th, all the way to 21 right now. So yeah, some of these Chinese plays continue to work. We already noted that Pinduoduo's at its all-time high as well right now, or at least 52-week high for Pinduoduo. So Luckin Coffee, just another name. But Starbucks, is there an actionable trade? That's the bottom line here. I mean, look at this daily chart. I mean, it's just like
That's one of those buy any dip.
Sorry, this is the 1 minute chart. Sorry.
Oh, I thought
straight up. Well, the daily looks very similar.
It's
I just
a great
don't have
daily
this
chart
mark
too,
on it. But I mean, I think you got to wait for an XPEV kind of move, right? Like until we actually retrace back down and take out this 50 period at 104.70. So if it does that, then I think we can go short. But last time it broke, it didn't stay down for very long. It 3 times. Didn't stay down. Well, that's off the open, so forget about it. Didn't stay down very long. Didn't stay down, upside. So yeah, it looks like this thing wants to keep going, taking out 105. It's probably a long break 105.
So a couple of things. One, Tops broke VWAP and broke $5. So I'm going to take a shot, just going long in front of 5. I feel like this is probably valid back to like 475 area. So I'm keeping that in mind when I start getting into it. And because I know if it runs, it has a chance to at least see 550. I don't know if you can see $6 today. But the other name, Bears versus Bulls, well, this is a fantastic job for us moderating. Just asked if I would look at Hellbiz. I don't know. I'm not sure why this is that interesting today. I know it's up a little bit, but the volume's pretty weak. It rejected a couple of levels here we go. It rejected the 50 period, and that's like 30 cents, has been a huge kind of, I guess, not really a wall, but just a big sell zone. Like every single wick above has been pretty largely rejected. I think it needs to consolidate before it gets more interesting. Consolidate, then you get a 30 break, which will be the 50, and then you can make another leg to the upside. Otherwise, the real threat here would simply be that you break this channel today, 22.5, and then you retrace 10%. I'd be more afraid about that than anything else because there's no catalyst. There's nothing really happening here. We'll see if I can't get some FedEx out. It's obviously gone at this point, and I don't believe anything crazy is going to happen with this. But there's one other name. Oh, there goes Tops just now. No, did they just rug pull on Tops? Yeah, a little bit. So they just pulled it a little bit through VWAP, and this is why I was like, yeah, just be careful because it's probably really more valid down to this 475 area. So I left myself some room to want to add down in there a couple times to see if this one can go. I think the range can easily be up to 550 at a minimum. So I wanted to make sure I'm giving this some room. Similar thing with Meta. Like I'm giving Meta some room off the top there, off that 123, which it's still at 123 as we speak. Amazon, the market probably has to do something interesting before I care about it. And I guess we're still waiting on Tilray because, yeah, it's just right here, 442. It won't even move at this point. The closer we get to the end of the day, at some point I usually pull the breakout order, like taking a high break. If it doesn't happen, there's nothing you can do. I'm not going to wait around forever for this to go.
No, so I just want to talk about one more position here. And it looks like we were right on our second theory here. On Marvell, breaking through 44, wanted it to continue to go to the upside. So we tried that one last trade. Remember, we were short 44 again. We got out at 44.10, but we actually punched long on purpose because I was like, you know what? If it's going to go to the upside, let's just be part of this. I know I like the name. It's been strong. We got to play this. So there it is, man. Look how easy we get 10 cents. We only got 20s out there, but it was like it just ripped up to the high side, and then it just here it's go. We're going to get. Well, I'm not at 20 again. We're a little bit higher than that, but it's like. We made 10 cents so easily on this trade. We just made everything back on our second trade. Let's see how high this one can fly upside. Did I just get another out? Yes, I did. Was I waiting at, I was waiting at 22 there. So there we go. So there's another one. We're long at, we're long at 12, sorry, not 10s. So there's the 10 cents back we just put on right now. We just got that out. So we still have 70% of this trade, 20% out at 20s, another 10% out right here at 23, 22 for that 10 cents. Now let's just let Marvell ride, man. I mean, I'm surprised it's doing this, but just like yesterday, you don't want to fight the market, right? That's easily the number one thing that if you're going to learn anything, and what I've learned just by doing the show more and more is like if the market's going up, no matter what you think about the names, you don't need to short everything into a rally, right? And so that's something that definitely, I know it's not rocket science what I'm saying, but don't fight the Fed, and then don't fight the trend when it seems to be pretty strong. So I'm gonna take out, there we go, just got another piece out there at 24. That seems to be a little frugal. Let's let this thing fly a little bit. I don't really see, I just opened it up the chart. You saw what I was saying there. I don't really see any other levels until 45. So that's right there. So if I'm gonna let this go, I gotta let it go a little bit more. I'm gonna try like a 44.34, something like that, just to start to get it out, right? Make that money back that we lost trying to go short this name. And again, it's my #1 stock today, so we've been trading it really well, despite that little error there on the last short. Now we take it to the upside. That last short, guys, was 10 cents worth of a hit. We reversed it into the long, and now we're 15 cents in the money already, right? So sometimes you got to stick with the names, but reverse your position. And sometimes we get those messages, right? It's like, Sean, you were talking about shorting Marvell, but that's why you watch the show. Listen to what Neil and I say. Some stuff might not make sense, but hopefully the majority of it does. So that's why we reversed Marvell.
Yeah, you'll see I'm no longer in at the FedEx. I get that it's trending to the upside, but the reason I don't want to be holding on to it and taking profit in front of the high is because there's no reason for the move. It did that volume spike for, look, maybe it was just a technical break. I really don't know. It just, at the end of the day, it did a volume spike through 180.25. When it happened, I typically like these retracements back into the previous high, but when there was no catalyst, I don't see a reason to hang on to it. And it just gave me the gift of almost going to 182. So I'm now out of it. I'm going to look for a place to add to meta here because, it's basically barcoding. Either it's going to break this channel to the downside and I can just get out, re-engage it at 122, or if it can break back above 123.25, I'll look to add to it there, scalp some in front of the high of the day, and then play it in that direction. Tesla here just made a spike with the overall market into 193. Oddly enough, that's the level I like this morning. So if we can now make a higher low on Tesla, that's like, hold 192.50, consolidate here, and then make a 193 break. That's a level I was interested in previously, so I don't really mind going back over to that one. I haven't traded Tesla. You know what? I don't think I put an order in on Tesla at any point here today, and I'm definitely looking toward that. Tilray, if it breaks, it breaks. I'm still interested in seeing if we can get that break on Bilibili. I don't know if it's going to happen. Sometimes these Chinese ADRs slow down a bit, but when we start coming up to a level like 20, I'm just going to have it every single time until I give up at about like 330, 340 is when I would say I'm probably not going to take that breakout on Bilibili. But it's too big of a level not to have. It's kind of like Tilray. I'm just going to have that stop in every chance I get for this breakout.
All right. Good talk. We're looking for names, like Neil just said, breaking out, things like that. That's why we're on Meta. That's why we're on Marvell. We're on names that are actively moving a little bit here as we approach Power Hour. Here we go. There's a nice take on Marvell right there. Drop down that cash rate here. We just got a 33 fill, which is what we were waiting for. So upside rate, I mean, it's going to look, okay, my chart is like stopping up here. Let's get going here. There it goes. Now it's trying to, I don't know. It's going to open up a little bit there. So nice little trade there on Marvell as we go to the high side. Now let's hold, man. We already have, now my next level is 44.50. So we're going to put an offer somewhere near there. Let's go at 44444444. We'll put our offer there. That's a lot of fours, but we're going to put our offer there and see if it comes upside and hits that now in the money 20 cents. So good. We made back a little bit more than we lost, obviously, on that first short. So that's good. The name I wanted to go to before I just saw that bust out. Look at the futures, by the way, starting to go right back up to the upside. And again, we've been really right on calling some of these futures, man. Like, we talked about it today, that's why we went long early, man. We went long early on Amazon. We went long early on AMC as well, thinking this market had a potential rally in it. Let's go over to Netflix, 320. This name is absolutely on fire, taking out new highs, almost like that was pretty clean there today. 316, shout out to Steve Austin. That was right there. Oh, man, that was the previous height. All right, load chart so I can look at this thing here. Right there. It was actually, 315, I guess. 316 was the high. We took that out, and it's going to look, I mean, the thing about it is I'm still long from down here. Like, I've basically got almost a double up on Netflix, which is crazy. So I'm thinking that this move is probably overextended, but play the momentum, man. Upside moves on Netflix. But if you look at a minute chart, we're still barcoding. We're still not doing a heck of a lot. The high of the day today was 322. I'd rather short and go once it gets up there and short this thing. But we said we don't want to fight the market. It's just like if you go long right here, 319, 320. You know, last time we took out 320, we only went to 320.40 and then dropped down $3 back to VWAP. So I feel like Netflix, although what a great trade, man. I did get out. I was long at 172. We talked about that. Got some out at 288. That looks silly right now. But nice move upside for Netflix. And I think we just want to keep going long down here. 317, you know, any kind of dips back into VWAP here, we want to take that trade. But Netflix today just continues, man, to just accelerate. Look at this market. We're really starting to go. We need to buy something. I feel like I don't know what.
Well, I bought some more Meta.
Okay, good.
I just got some out near the high of the day. Like I said, I was going to take more if it got above the quarters again, so it did. It broke. I scalped some out in front of the high. If it breaks the top, I'll get some out in front of 124. You just reminded me that I meant to be looking at Netflix because I was long Netflix originally. You know, when it was breaking out, scalped to 320 to 21s, reloaded at 18s a couple times in front of 20, and then it just couldn't hold up. And it probably needs to get back above 320 before I get terribly interested in it again, but it's starting to go. And another name going, NVIDIA, hit enter. Oh, it actually worked the first time. I know, it hit enter once and it worked. I'm just so used to hitting enter twice. But NVIDIA now breaking, not high. It's not high of the day per se because obviously it opened. Look, at 8:30 everything came to the downside. Pre-market it was much higher, but 168 was the actual opening high, and then we double tapped that. Well, now we're double tapping it. So this could be one for a breakout. If the market is now starting to go, I'm gonna like NVIDIA through 168.10. The high in the opening range was 168.10, so I'm gonna put my stop there. Going long NVIDIA at the top.
Yeah, we're not going long at the top here, but we're going to take Amazon for a ride here, hopefully. Let's see what this one wants to do. It's low right now, and it's, again, relatively weak against the market for sure. But we've seen Amazon go again. We're not going to put on a big position here because, again, it's relatively weak. But look at this 94 level. If you just call it up here, you know, we've bounced off this. We just bounced off of it right now. There is some support down here. It goes as low as this 93.75, but the thing is, with this market starting to go back up now, if Amazon doesn't start to work soon, then it's not something that you're going to want to average into. So we'll play it here against 93, 95 there, whatever that bottom is. Maybe we're into something that we really shouldn't be right now in Amazon, but let's see if it does have some giddy up back in it for Amazon. By the way, our Marvell, we're waiting at 4444 right now. It's at 4443 right here. So I might just put something at, okay, come on. Yes, sir, there it is. Let's go. That was a good idea to go long on Marvell. There it is right there. A 30-cent win. Again, like Neil's putting on Meta for you, I'm putting on Marvell here on that reverse, on the break through 44. So yeah, I'm pretty happy, needless to say, about that play right there on Marvell. But look at the market. It's trying to get green. It probably, I'm going to say it probably does now, man. I mean, it's trying.
Feels like it's.
Why not? It feels like it's going to. But what doesn't feel very good, even though I'm in it, is Amazon. It doesn't. I mean, it just went there. I was like, okay, here we go. It stopped on a dime at like 5 cents higher than this. So I don't love this trade right now on Amazon. We don't have very many shares. If it does pull back, we'll try to retest with more shares lower. But look at Amazon. Market at highs here. Amazon falling. I might just get out of this right now. What's up, Brendo?
Upstart, guys. There was a weird move to the upside just going back 20 minutes or so ago. We're trying to get back up to that high on volume that continues to come in here. That was the spike I was talking about, up to 1890, but didn't really see much on that. We're trying to get back to that high. Still down on the day, though, for UPST.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, Upstart's, that's one of those stocks that
someone mentioned that before.
Yeah, someone was saying it before, but like when that gets going, you know when it's got that beaten up, like short float nature, it can be in trouble. So I just got into NVIDIA, but the other one that we just got into, here I'm going to pull it up. I was about to pull up Upstart, but I'm like, I didn't really see anything, so I don't know if we're going to necessarily go there. But I did get that reload on top. So it looks like it has a chance to break channel down at this point. So if it does get out of this channel, I'm going to give it up. Thought this one definitely had a place to run. With the market going upside, it feels like there's going to be better places to be to the long than something like this. NVIDIA, like I said, Meta. I didn't talk about Manchester United only because I've been sitting in this all morning. It's not the morning anymore, but Symbol consolidation here after we got on the show. I was after we left the show at 11, I was putting it in the chat, sort of talking about this consolidating and going again. It's just deal conjecture that it had, and there was another sort of rumor about another potential buyer here. Nothing really solid, but every time it gets an excuse, it just kind of trends to the upside. It's got a lower high at 23 that I want to respect as it gets up there, kind of like FedEx. Because there's really been no follow through and no other news, I'm just going to get out in front of 23. If the market wants to go, I have some other names that I like to the long side, but just an update there on that particular name. Tesla did go, so we'll see how this ages, because I jumped into NVIDIA on the break, but I didn't get the Tesla break. There was that 93 area, then I liked NVIDIA that once, obviously I liked NVIDIA that 168, so we'll see how that goes. But 93 on Tesla's giving you 50 pennies. I'd probably be waiting for 94s to get something out, so I'm not saying I would get out of this. But NVIDIA is still pretty much right here. It went 25 cents in the money, 15 to 25 cents in the money. It hasn't really done a heck of a lot. I just think there's a huge gap to be filled. Market goes green. I don't see why NVIDIA is not at least closing half of this gap. I'd be surprised if it didn't.
I'm just like, we got it at half of Amazon for flat there, and then it went to 94.25. We're long at 19, so I'm like, okay, here we go. It's finally at 25. It's going to break it. Then we're going to start to go up to the high side here because the market's rallying. The market's at highs. It just spiked, and Amazon went to 25, and it was just like, nah, that's fine. We're not going to do anything about that, and we're just going to hang out a little bit. So if it goes back to 25, I will take another piece out here. Here it comes. I'm in the wrong name, and it's pissing me off because we had the long, like we took this long minutes ago, like anything else. I'm just going to call up something randomly here, something else that
Probably
we normally go long at. Microsoft. I've been talking about how crazy is Google has 100 break. Like look at Microsoft. We would have already made 50 cents if we took it the same time as we took stupid Amazon. But all right, so let's watch out for some of these names. And it's my bad. Amazon's down more than the market, so should have sort of pushed that to the side, focused on something else. So that one's completely on me, obviously. But here we go. Microsoft could get looked at. And again, look at this. Marvell just went up to 60s. I'm at 65. So let's see if it can go back up. I'm going to take a 55 out here. We have enough shares to do this, so it's fine. I'm just stair-stepping it out like every time on the way up. It's a big, huge move. I was not expecting 50 cents on this, so good move here for Marvell, trying to make some more highs here. Let's go. What did I say? I'm at 55, so a couple more pennies up. We're sitting in here. See if we can get this. We're long at 12. Not too bad here. 54s. All right, next stop, 55s. We'll just take that and hopefully get out. I'm debating just taking this 54 right now. I offered 54. We still have Tilray on our mind. I hear some people talking about it. We wanted 450 on that name. Not there it is. So there we go. We get 54s on Marvell. So there's a 42-cent winner. Pretty much as perfect as you can get it here, other than getting out of too many shares, it seems like. But Marvell, nice little upside move at least here for the afternoon. Oh, did we get Amazon? Yes, we did. Amazon right there again. Hit the sirens for a whopping 6 cents. We never thought we'd get that there, but there goes Amazon. We took out a piece there. I'm just happy to get out of some of this one. And I'm mad that we're long in Amazon now, but I'm going to hold it now until 94. I don't have that many. Well, I have enough shares that we can make some money on it, but here it goes. Upside. Yeah, let's go Amazon. You could do it. Maybe you just broke the key here. Upside Amazon. It was just all right, forget it. It was just going, and then
everything's going.
No, but something just, but not Amazon. That's the point.
Really?
Yeah, just got slammed right back down. So there we go. I'm taking a 29. Now we can hold the rest of this. Let's go Amazon upside. Everything's going, which is what's kind of pissing me off. But look at Marvell, 70 cents in the money as well.
Yeah, it just got to 168.50 on NVIDIA. We just broke high of the day on Meta as well. So both of these are starting to go, or I should say continuing to go to the upside because they were all trending into said upside. It's actually very close on Tilray. Tilray has a chance that it might break that high, but it was RMED. That's that small cap. That was the other name that we were watching. That just got some legs, and I was about to say, okay, this breaks 5. It's an interesting long break, and then the second I brought it up, it pulled back. So Maybe a little bit of a nothing burger on RMED. As I just mentioned, Tilray here, hit enter way too fast. Right at 450. Trust me, when this loads, it's right at 450 right now. So this is about to break the high of the day on Tilray. Yet another top break that we'll be taking. I'm sure if I check Tesla, I wish I had the 93s, but you can't have them all. So NVIDIA hanging on to that for fresh highs. Meta as well. I'm going to have to get out of Intel once it breaks 2920. My lone short, which it usually is, going to have to come out at some point, and that's Intel. I'm giving it to a 20 stop, though.
So new position there. You just talked about Tilray. I don't know if you're in it or not, but it broke 450.
Yep.
So we're both in this, I guess. I'm in this right now. Well, I mean, for me, it's always going to go back to this 50 period. So you drop back down in, break a 40. We'll give this 10 cents. I think it's well worth that shot there for our friend Tilray. 10 cents up. So if you're going to go 10 cents up, let's make sure that we get something out on Tilray just in case. All right, we are almost out of everything of Marvell. My target there was $45 right there. That's pretty much exactly what not exactly what happened. It stopped at about 80. What is the high on Marvell today? The high is higher than this, of course, because we were up here. So, all right, 44.80. The intraday high is right here, right now. So we took a piece out. There it is, flipped into the long, and you could see the rest is history. Just wish we didn't get them all out so fast, but that's the scalp style that I'm doing today and every day. That's one thing I got to work on, of course, trying to hold a little bit better. But here we go, Tilray. Give this one a little bit of room, but I don't love the space. We've already talked about that. It just needs to get some volume. Let's see if it gets going. Remember, into a weekend here. It's not a long weekend. It's nothing like that. If there's some developments, I guess there's going to be no developments over the weekend, but we should be able to see Tilray continue its move up. You want to be trading the marijuana stocks when there is that news. And of course, Joe Biden signing I don't know what it is, a bill, I guess, to go ahead
what was it called?
The medical.
It was a medical.
What's the name of that bill again? I don't know. But anyways, they're going to be doing research. So it's the medical marijuana research bill, I'm going to call it. So they're going to look into that. But there goes Tilray on that news. Let's see. It's only up 8%. I mean, that's a big move. But there's so many other names like XPEV up 20% on nothing. So hopefully Tilray can get some of that Wall Street bets and all that love back into it, and we'll see a little climb here for Tilray in the last hour. So that's what I'm hoping for. It's been the power hour, baby. I mean, Marvell for me, Meta for you. I don't know if there's been another big winner for you in the last 20, 30 minutes, but those have been really good. And then Amazon's been fun, but frustrating. At least we took out some profits here. You can see where we went long. Upside, our best out 30s on Amazon. Look at this name.
So
this is probably a short Amazon.
Beat Fanatics put out there, says, remember y'all. I love the y'all.
What up, y'all?
U.S. Congress does act on weekends, so cannabis legislation can be passed over the weekend.
Boom.
Hey, we're Canadian. I'm just,
Boom.
So that's something. This is why I love this community, because hey, we're not going to know absolutely everything, but we understand that you want that catalyst, and it can come over the weekend.
And we give back.
Yeah.
Like Prad telling people that Quebec is in Ontario.
Of course.
Like we're educating people about Canada. Don't. So if you ever have any questions about Canadian geography or anything like that, please save them for the midday show. Because Trader Pratt is on fire on all of that. So shout out to that. At least I heard Brendan have a little chuckle in the back there. So that's a win for me. But I know those of you that are in the chat know what I'm talking about.
To be perfectly honest, here's the thing. I'm thinking that any
you didn't believe me.
If they're thinking any city in Quebec is in Ontario, would be the equivalent in the States of, sort of being like.
The worst part is he didn't know Quebec was a province.
No, like Dallas is in the state of New York. Like that's.
No, it would be Texas is in the state of New York.
Okay, sorry, Texas is in the state of New York. That's the equivalent. So wrap your head around that for a second.
Oh, man.
But while the market is going to the upside,
I love West Coast Florida as well.
Like, what is going on?
Hey, we hired him, man.
It's fine. It's just I think that's a little bit crazy. We're about to get 120. Well, I already got some out in front of 124. So Meta's about to break 124 to the upside. I will sheepishly look at Tesla to see, okay, it's breaking 94. I hope somebody liked that 93 long. I'm sure a bunch of you did. I did. I just decided to take NVIDIA instead, which isn't bad, but it's not quite as good right now. It hasn't gotten to 69 yet, so haven't got $1 yet on NVIDIA, but you would have had $1 there on Tesla. I guess NVIDIA is a cheaper stock, so it's really comparatively not that bad. Tilray is still going, but it's only 1 cent in the money, because when it breaks 50, you get 51s when you take that break. I still have not gotten out of Manchester United. I feel like that's going to happen any time now, and I have not yet been stopped out of Intel, but that is a matter of time. I've been holding on to the last of my short for dear life for a while, and it looks like it's going to run the stops at some point here. So Intel trying to break out. It's worth mentioning Intel and Micron. I just got out of Intel. Micron's been relatively weak. Actually, Micron is weaker than Intel. So if this market rolls over, I think this is the one I should be shorting. Someone pointed out this to me today, earlier in the session, that, oh yeah, look at Micron. I think it was $54 or so for a short opportunity. This is weaker than Intel. So I might come back over to this if the market rolls over, especially at that 54 price. I'm going to like it. I assume when someone says, look at Sundial, that it's making a break in addition to Tilray. Lucas said this best. Trade, just sort of stay in your lane. If you trade something a little bit better or have a read on it, stick with that. I usually like shorting Sundial. So if I see a short that I like, that's probably where I would come to. But I like the long on Tilray, that 450 level. Such a big level. That's why I have it.
All right. Shout out, what's up to Daniel there? You know what's good, man. Daniel Balcazar. I do like AMD. It is starting to break higher right now. So I'm going to go over. I'm going to take a 75.50 break here on AMD. Coming right into the high. Ooh, it did it break? I didn't realize it broke. Okay, this is not really changing my opinion. I didn't realize it broke and came back down. So it just broke and went to 55. Don't like that, but okay, we'll take it again. See if it wants to run up again there on AMD. Again, missed it, but I did like this break. Thanks for pointing it out. I do like this trade here, breaking higher. I was like, okay, if it breaks 50, then maybe we do go back up to the upside. We already tried this short once here and got stopped out, but the high was 50 at that time. So maybe it does pull back a little bit now. Amazon went 25 pennies in the money for us, by the way, and now it's come right back down. So that was pretty fun and exciting. But let's see what AMD does. I'd hate for it to be a short. It might be a short there, guys. That might be a short at 75.50. There it is right here on the 20-minute, right? 75.50. Yo, what's up, Branko's? Branko's getting excited in the back. I like that one.
Ripping.
The guy's holding pocket aces before we even played poker. So he's really excited about that one there. Watch out for Branko's.
I'm missing poker night for the first time.
On the poker.
Oh, Lucid he's watching.
Oh, he's watching Lucid.
He just yelled, let's go. By the way, Ahmed's at the high of the day. I am looking for the break.
Did he say I'm on acid or let's go Lucid?
No, he said let's go Lucid.
Okay.
So why?
All right, here we go. Here we go. Welcome to the trading floor.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Let's go acid. Yeah, there it is. All right, let's see. I don't recommend anybody doing acid around here.
We're joking.
Yeah, Lucid
obviously.
right there at $10. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, Brankles, good.
So I wonder if Brankles is going long a 10 break on Lucid, or maybe he already.
Well, he must already be in. I mean, why would he be worried about this? Brankles, do you have position, Brankles?
Sorry.
You in position now?
Yeah.
What do you have?
95 of it.
He's not telling us. Okay, so
Dollar says he has 95.
Okay,
long.
so watch
95
this.
or 96.
All right,
long.
so Brankos.
No, I didn't look. 95 or 96. I'm not looking. He's 95 or 96 long.
No, he's got 90s.
90s.
Actually. Good trade, Brankos. Nice trade, Brankos. All right.
Now he's dancing it like. Act like
okay. He's got it. Well, that's my line, man. Come on.
No,
man,
that's a Barry Sanders thing.
Yeah, that's
Act
right.
like you've done
on
it
the touchdowns.
Yes.
Yeah, give the touchdowns to the referee. But good trade, Brankles, anyways.
It's a good entry,
so
man.
we're both in the money. I've got AMD right here. That's now 6 cents in the money. Let's see if this one wants to fly. We've already got Marvell. That's long. I'm not trading them together or anything. Here goes AMD. We had 50. Oh, it just was 10 cents in the money there. We didn't take it because we're worried about Lucid for some reason. But here we go.
Distracted me from Marvell,
yeah, nice one, Brankos, distracting us over here right now. But there it goes. Let's see if AMD can give us a little bit of that money back. We just took a 57 there. That might be a little frugal. But it was up to 63, 64. Let's go AMD. We are now long 75.50. Let's see if this one has some legs to go to the upside. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun here. And we're just teasing. Brankos, I mean, look, congratulations to Greg and the floor. I mean, I feel like there's been more graduations in the last 3 months maybe than there was in the last year.
We've had a few.
These guys are kicking butt in the background. So thanks to everybody for that as well.
By the way, for those of you that don't know, the trading floor manager and the assistant to the assistant to the assistant manager.
Right, he's a regional manager.
It's Greg and then Brankles. That's his actual name is Brandon, but his trading ID is Brankles, which is, it sounds like, that's the thing. If your trading ID reads as something hilarious or fun, then that becomes your name, and no one calls you by your name. Mine was Nairobi. There's old heads that might call me that, but pretty much everyone just calls me Neil at this point. But good on Brankles and Brandon and Greg for doing a fantastic job. I am in RMED now. So it broke the high of the day. You got to watch out because there's still $5 to go. I'm long here at 89s. The high of the day was 87. That's kind of a random top, but it was a double top, so it broke. I am long 89. I think if it fails to break at 5, like if it goes through 5, I'll trail some of it right immediately through that $5 level. But this is about letting some of these go. 169 is now broken on NVIDIA. The market is about to go. The ES is at 0.01. So it's about to go green and break out from the morning high. This is why you're favoring the long. Don't have any shorts left. Obviously, well, you guys can see the position board, so don't have any shorts left because I got stopped out of my last one. I'm in front of 170 on NVIDIA because overall the chips are relatively weak, so I don't want to get some out before it gets to set high of day.
Yeah, well, 1 week stock, that is not. Yo, what's up? Thank you so much, Daniel. Look, not only that, Daniel, $2, like, you're the one that shouted me out. You're like, AMD's your baby, get over there. And I did that, man, and we just went right over to AMD. We talked about, I don't think there's been more money made by me anyways than on AMD. That is one of my favorite stocks, so thanks for that one. We just took it out a little bit out there. Or did I not get filled at 70? Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. Only got a 65 there. So let's take out another 65 right here. We'll take out another 65 and wait for a 70 to come through. There it is. It just rips right through us. So again, thank you so much there for the super chat and for attending that play to me. So that was a good one for sure. Look at Amazon, man. No woman, no cry. Amazon right now, nice little upside move. I mean, we didn't think this would happen, but it's happening. So there it is, man. Nice move to the upside. 25 cents now in the money for Amazon. Finally broke. If it comes back down below this 40 mark, I am debating just grabbing it all out. There's been a big move for me on Amazon, so I was not expecting this. Relatively weak. Good trade there for me on Amazon. Oh, did I just get filled now? Yes, there it is. So we just got a 70, and now it's at 74. We just got a 72 fill. So AMD again right now today. This is what my day looks like. Just a bunch of kind of garbage trades in here. Didn't hold it for very long. Now we take the breakout. Nice breakout upside there for AMD. Finally starting to go now. So we like that. I like that trade upside. You were short Intel, stopped out, I think, right? Yeah. And you didn't reverse long. No. You already got meta.
I should go back and look at it because I'm willing to bet that the reverse was probably just fine. The thing about reversing Intel long, it's like, well, I just took a breakout in NVIDIA. So I don't know that would have made sense. It would have worked, but then it's just like you're going long through the high on multiple names there, which are likely to follow the same general trend. But yeah, I mean, that stop level oftentimes is a really good reversal point, which I might have considered had I not already gone NVIDIA long. The only thing that's not going right now is, it's not
Tilray.
Oddly enough Tilray, but Tilray is, like, I mean, just slow. Like, it's at 53. So
I don't like how black that goes at the end.
It's
too long.
It is a little bit.
So I want to
Can't
talk
go
about
wrong with black, though.
I am going to take out 10% at 53. I know it sounds stupid.
It's ridiculous. It's not.
I don't
moving.
dare. We just got.
How could you break a level like this on news? Like, look at the level on the daily chart.
We need Brankles long this name, and then the stock will freaking rip.
Lucid's gonna go, but this isn't gonna go. Come on.
Yeah. Brankles ignite long.
Should be $5 by now.
Wait a minute. I'm not allowed to. If I yell that out, it sounds like team trading. I did not just say that. Please delete that. Lucas, scrap that. Take that off the record.
It's so obvious that we're joking.
Yeah. We're just playing around. Okay, here we go now, though. Nice little, oops, I'm still on AMD. Oh, yeah, by the way. Ring the register, AMD. Nice little upside move. We are only in 30% of this now for AMD. It's such a big move to the upside. We're pretty happy with it. But here we go. We just got some out at 55 there on Tilray. It's funny, these charts, man. Like, do your charts, like when you call up Tilray, like mine is not extending here for some reason. I don't know. I got to figure that out.
What do you mean I see it's not scaling.
It's not scaling, yeah. It just keeps on going. Like my Marvell, I think was looking the same way. Oh no, now, okay, man, it's fixing it on Marvell. But anyways, okay, it doesn't really matter. We'll figure that out.
That's a new one, man.
Our charts are not the strong point here. But there it is. We just got some nice upsides on Tilray. And again, it's only a $4 stock. And It's just not moving. That's all. We'll hold it out for a possible move. Let's go, Tilray. Let's go. If we cheer it on sometimes, that may or may not work. Most likely will not. Okay, AMD, Amazon, Marvell. And I want to say thank you so much to everybody, because when we were talking about Brankles and the floor there and acid and things like that, there was a lot of good talk on the chat, and it's just why I kind of yell stuff out like that and acknowledge Anil as well, people in the background. It's because it's a show, right? And part of the show is entertainment. A lot of you are sitting there at home, just like we are, not like we are here on a trading floor. And I can imagine it could get boring. I mean, if I was at home right now, I'd be hearing, Dad do this, Dad do that.
Speaking of.
And it's just like, I'm trying to give a little bit more atmosphere, trying to give a little bit more excitement and entertainment to you, the viewer. So I hope you like that. And we'll just continue to do that and have a lot of fun here at Trader TV Live. And by the way, Lucid did break.
It did. Lucid's fantastic. That long is fantastic. I'm happy for Brankles. I'm hoping other people on the floor even have that.
Brankle's going to push all in today.
Why not?
Why not, man?
The funniest thing about it, and I know this, I'm kind of mad that I'm missing the game. I got to pick my daughter up because my wife has a work event tonight, so I can't play poker. But the best days to get in there is when there's been a good trading day. Like, that's exactly when
their coffee.
It's free money against some of the boys. But you can kind of imagine
free
why.
Money. Did you hear that, guys, in the background there?
Free money.
Free money, says Neil.
Look, I'll tell like it is.
I'm just trying to rattle them up.
I cash every single time.
Boom, in your face, everybody else.
And for the first 30 to 40 minutes, I always play pretty loose. And then
what was that story with Prad?
What
was the story with Prad?
So first of all, Prad.
You said last time he just handed his money to you. How did that even happen?
No, Prad, let's just say he was a very aggressive player. Like, he was a calling station.
Okay.
And so he was good at getting away with.
He has no idea about pot odds
with aggressive play early on. But like if you just sort of hang back and you wait around for him to make a mistake, and then it's just okay. Like, he's just going to give you his cash, and that's basically what happened. But he was doing really well early on with aggressive play, but as the night wore on, you kind of know how it goes with poker, and I don't feel bad about it at all.
It's like golf.
I really don't, man. It's like
Like the first couple holes are all good, and then the next thing you know, you have a couple pops, and then you're starting hitting them a little left or right of said fairway. So that might have been what happened.
I mean, I wouldn't need any help to do that.
Golf is a different beast.
Not everybody needs.
I only got out like 4 or 5 times. Like, me and Brendan went like real early, and then we didn't even go again. Like, I don't know, man. We got to do better than that.
You got kids, man.
We got to do better than that next time. Oh no, it's crazy. I want to get. Actually, my wife wants to get into golf too, so that's always a bonus there. But then who the hell's going to watch the kids? Maybe Brendan will, or somebody will. Brendan, you want to watch my kids, Brendo?
Pass.
Damn it. Come on. Damn it. Oh, the good news is, though.
I'll watch. I like it.
Yeah, but then I got to get to Brampton and everything. The good news is there's a friend. Listen to this. So my son, one of my son's best friends, I'm not going to say her name, but she has an older sister who just passed her babysitter's course.
That's a win right
And they're
there.
in our neighborhood,
That's a win.
and obviously we trust them. They've been over to our house many times, so I'm going to say a shout out. We're not going to say names, but that's a definite win there, because not only am I going to be paying like a friend of the family, but she knows our kids, so it's absolutely fantastic.
One of the worst things. This is a bad thing to say. But one of the worst things that happened in my neighborhood was there was a great young kid. He's like super ambitious and entrepreneurial, and he had his whole like neighborhood business, like babysitting, shoveling driveways. He did it all, right? And he was fantastic. And then of course this guy goes around and like gets accepted to university and goes away to school.
What an idiot.
Like, what are you even thinking about, man? It's like, oh, it was perfect. I wasn't having to shovel anything, and now my back hates it. Awesome. But that's why I love to see that kind of a thing. It's like, if you're that ambitious, and he was like, there's a Facebook group for my neighborhood, and he's all over there with great advertising, and you love seeing that, because you just, for a certainty that this kid is going to succeed in life. But I just wish I still had him back. I got a leg out of Path. The UI Path is even starting to go, so that bounced off VWAP. I just got some out at 1460. I got a 50 long here. Maybe this has not been doing anything this afternoon, so I should probably get a little more aggressive getting some offers out there on any kind of a move up. If it's not going, then you want to respect the fact that it's giving you anything at this particular point. And I said I would maybe cancel this Billy breakout long.
We got 55.
Yeah, I'm canceling Billy. If this isn't going to break 20 when the market makes that move, then I don't think I want a 20 break, even if it happens. So forget about you, Billy. I think you're pretty much done at this point.
All right, so just so you guys know, we just got out of pretty much our last leg of AMD. it's a great trade. It went to the upside. We definitely took advantage of that. We're long at 50s there. We just got a piece out at 65 again. Our best out, just so we're all on the same page here, our best out. Wow, I got to send this to my kid. I just saw this story. Mr. Beast, we've talked about him.
I know Mr.
Oh, you do know who he is, okay. He's worth over $500 million.
I can believe that.
Jeez, wow, Mr. Beast, man. Mr. Beast is in the money. So shout out to Mr. Beast. My kid was telling me that. He told me this story a while ago. It's because he's starting to sell, I think he's starting to sell a portion of his video business or something like that.
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
Someone paid like $100 million for like 10% or something of what he's doing. So, wow, Mr. Beast, 500. Wow, that's amazing. I need to get that guy on the show. Stat. So shout out to anybody managing Mr. Beast.
The kids just, I mean, the
Would
thing
love to have
about
that guy on, man. That guy's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that's what we sort of was just talking about, like the entrepreneurial spirit, right? Like you just love seeing it, and that's like it in spades, if I can even use that term. I guess that's kind of an old term.
He's a beast, that
He's
guy.
a beast, and he's got it in spades.
All right, so Amazon almost out. Shout out, what's up to Learning Fun Perfect, man. Thank you so much for that. Always.
You're super nice.
Pull it done there. Learning Fun Perfect. Yeah, super thank you. Everyone is super nice. So thank you so much. That's a super nice donation as well. Thank you very much. That's a donation. That's so nice. So thank you for that one. All right, so, Tickle Me Pink. Tilray.
This is the slowest breakout of all time.
Not moving at all. So I just took some more 55s. I mean, I'm out of 40%.
I don't think I've ever seen a breakout this slow.
I don't even know what to tell people.
You know why? Because usually, so like if it doesn't, so I'll show you, this is Meta, right? So Meta breaks the high of the day, 123. Like if it doesn't go right away, there's a pullback back through the breakout price. And then it consolidates, and then if it goes, it'll go like a second time, and now it's higher, right? Now it makes a dollar move. But Tilray's doing neither one of those things. Well, I guess technically, so it broke. It's just going slowly sideways. Like there was no dip back in for you to get 45s or anything like that. So it's just very slowly grinding higher. It's working. It's just not working. Like Lucid would be working. Like look at the breakout on Lucid. Brankles, man, for the win. Like this is still 2.5% on Lucid. Look, this chart, by the way, like if Lucid makes any kind of a recovery, like you've seen what the Chinese EV names have been able to do when they start breaking out. Like Lucid is kind of similarly poised if it's able to get out of this channel next week. I'm gonna add this to my list of stocks to watch next week, Lucid, and I'm willing to bet when I go over to Rivian. I just have like a trailing stop on some of these longs that I got just to make sure we cash. But Rivian's probably, how many times am I hitting enter this time? Probably a similar thing where if it breaks out of this channel at the bottom, I should just use my trade ideas chart at this point. But if it breaks out of the bottom, I think it has some room to run. That looks like it's gonna be, 32.5 or so. Not nearly as strong as Lucid. I don't know why Lucid is so strong today. Maybe I missed a story.
On Lucid?
Did we? I mean, Rivian's not doing anything.
I'm not too sure what the story was there on Lucid, but maybe it's just the whole EV space. I mean, it's only up 2.5%. It's just a nice climb right now.
Rivian's still down.
Oh yeah, Tesla's up though, so I don't know. Maybe there's something there. All right, and by the way, like we got out of Amazon like at 30, but it went to 50, and now it's all the way back. Feeling a little silly for this one. What's up, Brandon?
There actually wasn't much, guys, on Lucid today. But on the other hand, here's Piton as well. Still another one that's very, very strong, just taking out day highs on a volume spike once again. Pretty good week coming off Cyber Monday all week long, a rally for Piton.
Yeah, this is what I forgot to say. I threw a trailing stop on, where is that camera? Where the heck is that coming from? How many bald cams do we have, Lucas? So you guys can see, like even right here too. I don't know my hair is thinning in these places until you put these cameras on the back of my head. So I appreciate you pointing that out because that's why I've discovered this one over here and then now this is going too. I'm just gonna cue ball it at some point. You'll have to get used to it because I hate the reminder that I'm getting old. But 124 on Meta. You got like a triple top here. It actually broke 124. It's hard to see on 15 minutes. So there you go, barely broke 124. Now it's pulling back in. I think I'm just gonna trail to 123.5. I wanna give this some room to run, but I have taken a couple of legs out of this. It's very similar with NVIDIA. Everyone's, yeah, okay, yeah. Hey, smash the like if you just like the self-deprecating humor. I don't mind. Like, let's put it this way. If you saw the males in my family, it's not like I don't know where this game is headed. I know exactly where it's headed, and that's why I've been sort of preparing myself and my wife for the fact that I am just going to cue ball it at some point. If it looks good for Michael Jordan, the GOAT, I don't know where Fahad is. Jordan's the GOAT, not LeBron. But yeah, if it worked for Michael Jordan, hopefully I can pull it off too. I think I looked okay with it last time I did it. That was my COVID cut because I couldn't go to my guy.
Where's Rob? Because I got to ask Rob and Randy and all that, because I just wonder about, like, it's all good. It's just like the maintenance. That's the part that, like, I don't know if I could take that bit.
Oh, it's not so bad, man. Like, once you get accustomed to doing it, like, eventually you could just, like, I was pretty quick, and you know, with the minimum, the first time I did it, let's just say there was a little bit of blood, because quite frankly, like, I had just way too fast.
The makeup we use, Matt, is shoot. What is the? Someone said Revlon will go out of business. Oh, it's pretty good makeup too. What is it?
You know the brand of the makeup we use?
Yes. Oh man, now I'm peed off.
I don't even know how I'm supposed to put it on properly. Like,
we just dab it and just put it on.
Yeah,
but I think I missed it because it's too shiny.
And when I do shave the head, I do.
Powder.
By the way, Tilray's at 59.
It's not L'Oreal. It's
there we
actually
go,
good
Tilray.
stuff. I'll go.
Bank some Tilray. Just got it to
I did. I am banking,
just got to
man.
460.
I'm getting out. I just actually got that fill. So I was sitting there at 59. Remember I told you, Neil, patience is going to be a shame here. Yeah, it is a virtue. It's just because when we first took this trade on Tilray, guys, we talked about, like, we wanted that 450 break and we're going to give it down to 440, right? So if 1-to-1 is 10 cents, well, we just got that 10 cents, but instead, because it was so slow, we actually bled it out on the upside. But we made money. It's not that we bled out, just the stock basically did. Trying to go until it got gashed all the way there to 59. Let's see if it goes right now. That 59 was a good fill. That was that was the fill that I put out to begin with. So now that I look over, we're out of now 70% of the trade. So good trade there for Tilray. Dun, dun.
There's no stopping Lucid, by the way.
Yeah, Brankles is like, hit the alarm. Let's go Brankles right there.
The stock's on a
Hopefully
roll,
everyone
man.
graduated on Brankles trade behind right there. So nice trade on for Brankles. No, not you graduate. I'm saying everybody behind to graduate on that trade. Nice move for Tilray for sure.
I'm going to ask him
why Lucid.
But the interesting thing is, I'm going to ask him.
Why did he like it?
No, why did he like 990?
Right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I totally get the break here at 95. That's why I guessed a 95 level. I was guessing this break. Excuse me. I was guessing this break here. Like, the question is, what made you like 990?
You got to keep the secrets.
Sometimes you'll sit in a consolidation like that, and it makes a heck of a lot of sense. I'm trying to figure out what was so great about, like, breaking out of here for 100%. You know what?
Brankles is like Chuck Norris.
Oh, okay. He said it was. He just yelled out it wasn't in the chart. So it was probably something in the level 2 or in the tape that tipped off some strength so you could sit in the consolidation. Because it's always better to be in the consolidation than the break. I know we've taken a Tilray breakout, but you always prefer the consolidation because the break can do this to you. And I'll get to Marmed in a quick second.
People yelling about Cosm.
What's Cosm doing?
I have no idea.
COSM, that's a penny stock,
I'm looking at Tilray still.
That's a penny stock.
It was a penny stock. I don't know. Yeah, it's still down to 53 cents. I was going to say, like, maybe it's ripping. That's why I said it was. But yeah, it got as high as 60 cents. It was just, it's only because it was $1 a couple days ago, wasn't it? Here it is on the 30th. Yeah, it was 90 cents. Fell back down into 38. I mean, look how good this support is down here. I don't know if it's going to be good, but whenever you gap like that, you filled the gap back in and then gapped again. So, and I feel like that 37 there, right? Like, because it held, didn't fill that gap again. That does look like a good bid there for Cosm. So nice little move to the upside there. It's a Cosmopolitan something, isn't it? What's the name of this stock here? Oh, Cosmos Holdings, that's right. So yeah, nice little move upside there for COSM. For me, I'm going to leave it alone. We've already been to 60 cents. We only have now 17 minutes until imbalances. So more to come on that. Tilray, by the way, I took advantage of that 61. Yeah. So another out there for Tilray.
Just now I want to hold on to Dodge, but I was sort of getting at, like, the difference between taking a breakout and a consolidation is it's not just that you get a better price, it's just that you get a better opportunity to hold on to the move. Because when I get a break, this is Armed up here, taking out the tops. I actually added up here when it took out the fresh high. But then when it gets past, like, that first technical level to the downside, I'm going to stop it out. When it's still kind of in an uptrend. That's the tricky thing about getting in at the top, is it's entirely possible you take a reasonable stop out and then it's still in the midst of the uptrend when you look at the higher time frame. And that's why I'm sort of applauding that move over there for Lucid. It looks like NVIDIA is coming back in. and it's right back to said breakout price of 168. If we can bounce off this, I don't mind it, but the market's starting to come back. And as that happens, instead of going to Intel, it's Micron that I'm going to look for. So I haven't had a short since I got stopped out of Intel. Micron's at the lower high. I forget who it was, and apologies for whomever it was this morning. It said, have a look at Micron. It's a little bit weaker than Intel. Look at that 54. Well, Micron, I'm going to short this off the lower high here, about 54.70 as the market's curling off. And my long in NVIDIA comes back to break even, but the short I prefer is a name that's down 1.8% and was struggling to get through VWAP, and now looks like it's extending itself a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, so it's a good thing we took a 61 on Tilray. It just fell back to 46. We didn't give too many updates on, well, our AMD, we did give an update. We got out for flat when it came back out. That was our last 10%. When we were getting out of AMD, remember I was complaining about the charts. That was the high, man. We got out there, coincided perfectly with the high. So we're going to go bang on that trade like we couldn't have. And we'll shout out. I'm never going to forget that, Daniel. So thanks for that shout out on that stock, because that was a good trade for me. And it was picture perfect. And this goes back to what I was talking about with Arun yesterday. And it's like, sometimes you just got to trade your game. Like, if I'm going to play off support and resistance, I don't need the market to take me out. Like, that was the discussion going back and forth with Arun and I. And sometimes you play your game. If you're a support and resistance kind of guy, there's nothing wrong with holding something, which we did. We did hold, right? But it came back in. It was only 10%, and then we got out for flat. Now we don't have to worry about this downside move there. The one stock that I, unfortunately, played the game with was Amazon, and it looks like we will be a big L on that one, because here's Amazon right here, up to $94. Sorry, back down to 94. We just took another long here. We did hold 25% of this trade, so fully honest about that. When it went up to the upside there, we didn't get anything out. Now it's fallen back in. I'm just going to use, that bottom wick was 94.03. I'm going to use 94. I'm not even going to use this one. Actually, now that I see that, I got to change my stop order. I put it at 97. I thought that's what it was, but it's 95. So if we break that back down below 94, we're going to get out. The last trade sucks when the last trade's a loser, but I think we're fine, man. I mean, Tilray's been big time money. Marvell is right back up to the high again. So this stock, look, short. So first of all, we went short here, and look, this is short at 81s, cash, all the way down to 55, right? Shorted it again and got out when it broke. So that again, short 85 and then short 90, out on the break, shorted again, out for 10 cents. And then look at this move. We reversed into the long. Marvell now taking out the high of the day, and that one's a big bang up trade. And it's even as if the apes are on parade here for Marvell. A nice little move upside right now for that name. So pretty pleased with it, man. Back up to the high of the day. And by the way, our Amazon reload, you ain't fooling us now. We're long at 10s. If we could take that 7 cents, we did it. So we just took out half, believe it or not, up there at 94.17. So, hey, man, we reloaded that one. I feel a lot better about taking profit on Amazon because, hey, it just bounced off 94. We'll take it. So there we go. I said the last trade would be a loser. Scratch that.
Yeah, it looks like there was a bit of a head fake on Tilray there just now. What I didn't realize is Tilray had just gotten to exactly 10% to the upside when it got to 62, pull back into 55. Whenever I see this on the way back up, I want to take something out at the fresh high and then try to give it some room to be able to make that break. What you don't want is what seems like a usual short setup, like wick high through support or old resistance level, turns into a bit of a pullback there. And we are at 337. We have to be flat at the end of the day. That just means we don't hold any positions overnight. So that being a condition of how things work around here at Day Trade the World, there's a time limit for some of your trades. I'm going to add to my Micron because I just got out, or at least I'm just about to get out of NVIDIA. As that works back into the downside, it was Micron that I liked for the short. So out of NVIDIA, adding to Micron as it starts to roll over. I think VWAP stands out. Also 54.20, nice little consolidation there. So that's probably where we're going to start getting some shares out in front of said 20 level on Micron. I'm sure I could check back in at Intel, and it's probably just as good for the short. I could be entering Intel as well, but Micron, I like that setup, so I'm going to go with Micron here. Still in the money in Meta, so I'm not really seeing too many concerns with it. I got a break-even stop out on Meta at 123. Close to break-even. It's about 20 cents or so. Brendo, what you got, buddy?
For those keeping score, monkeypox officially over, according to the government here. So the Department of Health just coming out, guys, saying that it's a done deal. So a big spike down there for SIGA.
Yeah, me and Neil were just like, what was that monkeypox stock? But it was, it's not Veru.
Follow
it's
the Sega.
Follow the Sega. And there was another one too for monkeypox. So I hope that they were able to.
That's bad.
Yeah, so Neil has the Sega chart up there. It looks pretty.
GovX is the other. Who's Luca?
Someone said it there in the background.
Luca knows the small caps. He knows them. GovX was the other, but yeah, just absolutely dying here. I'm assuming GovX is probably doing the same thing. Always look at the higher time frame. Oh, it would have been nice if it was breaking like look at this on the daily, 825 on Sega. I don't know if we have free shorts here, but I'll double check because that's a huge level break. Probably not enough time for this to go.
Tilray.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna have to take that one. Yeah, Tilray back through the high of the day as well. Oh, Meta just held the bottom. I got to find a way to get some more shares of Meta. I'm gonna put that order in while I see if I can get some locates or if they're free on GovX.
All right, so yeah, we'll have a quick look at that. There, like Neil said, there's only 20 minutes left in the day, so it might be.
They're free.
Might be okay, good. Might be a trade there for you guys. Marvell, I'm going to take this out if it comes back to 72. I mean, the damage is already done. This has been a great trade for me today. MRVL, we've already talked about it being my #1 stock on the day. It might Amazon. Well, I'm in both of them, so we'll see what happens. AMC up there for debate as well as a top stock. That top right there is 70. I'm just going to take it, man. I'm going to offer something here near 70. If you get 69, you're right. Let's see if it comes back up to the upside and gives us that fill, and then we're gone off that one. Fool me once, fool me twice, Amazon. It came right back up, and we got out again right there on Amazon, so that's going to be a bang-up trade. Thank you, Amazon. Almost a fail right there. So Amazon nicely done to the upside. We will hold one more piece. If it breaks 94, then we'll get out. We're long at 94.10. We're taking 10 cents, well, taking 8 cents right now on that stock. So good for us on that. We're going to get a piece out, though. I am waiting. I'm waiting at 22. What is that? That's 23, so that's perfect. So we're going to wait right here, see if we can get a piece out of Amazon at 94.23 or so. If that comes out, great. We'll work on that. Amazon, Marvell, Tilray. Ooh. Yes, sir. Tilray has been absolutely awesome today. So there it is. Wow, Tilray.
I think we could see 75.
I'm getting there. I just offered out and got some. So we just got some there at 67 right there as it blasts right up. So that was a good trade, obviously, there. Look at Tilray, man. We waited on this one. Patience pays one more time on TLRY.
It does. But I see someone saying they're long in Sega. You know what? Sometimes catching a falling sword, there's nothing wrong with it. Because you get a liquidity vacuum, it holds a key level, and then you get that little scalp trade bounce as it tries to fill back liquidity. And I will probably be shorting the pop. It is free, by the way. I didn't pay for any locates. At 340, I probably wouldn't do so unless it was just a monstrous level. I don't think it is. So like 865 in here is the first level on a rollover that I would look to be able to get. The market is coming in pretty heavily. I do want to get some more Meta. I think this, if I'm buying anything on a dip, we got a 550 million sell imbalance. At least that's the early look that we got from. Yeah, we just got the early look from Financial Juice, from Brennan and Financial Juice. We're not affiliated with them, but that's where the source is. So I'm still on the bid of Meta. I don't mind getting something at 123, but I kind of backed off how much I want to add to it because market rolling back over, somewhat of a sell imbalance. Yeah, we get a failed breakout to some extent through 123, so I'll limit how much I want to add back into Meta. We'll take a shot at it. Tilray, I think I want to trail Tilray, and oddly enough, NVIDIA is giving a bit of a curl here. I want to show NVIDIA to you guys, but I want to leave this chart up. NVIDIA's lower high, 167.5 earlier on in the day. That's where it consolidated on the way up. It's bouncing off of that now, so I don't want to get away from Meta. I want to make sure I'm still focused on it, but I'm going to take another shot at NVIDIA, but only going to give it to that 167.50. Like if it breaks that by 5 cents, I'll get out. So it's a relatively tight stop on NVIDIA if I can get back in the long.
All right, we just tweeted that out as well there, that our Tilray trade, and it was, I didn't use the hashtag patience. Now that I'm a Twitter blue, I can do that. I can go and edit the chart there, or the tweet there. But yeah, man, I mean, look, it's just what we just talked about. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do it. Right there, look, we just talked about it. We waited all day for this 450 level break. You guys know all about that break, right? So we talked about why we liked it, why it was good. I didn't put it on the chart there, but if you go back, where's Tilray? First of all, Amazon looks like it's going to get taken out there. Fine, whatever you want to do, Amazon. You win at the end of the day anyways. I win because we were up on you, but good trade for Amazon. Amazon today. I just want to look at that Tilray one more time. We talked about it right here on the daily chart, right? There's 450, so it broke it right there. Now we go to the upside on that. So there goes Tilray. Nice little move. We're at 71 right now. My best out, though is only 67s or so. So we're going to leave it, see if it can continue to go up here into the close. We'll take as much money on this as we can. But again, unfortunately, we're holding just that 10% again. The best out for me was 59. That was the biggest position out because we were like, hey, if we get this, we're doing pretty good. So there it is. Yo, what's up, Farm Trader? Farm Trader is in the building, dropping down some cash. We're going to show him right here. Thank you so much, Farm Trader. What I just made on Sega, good. Bounce beer money for the boys. Thank you, man. Yeah, poker money right there. We'll buy some beer for everybody. Thank you so much, Farm Trader, for that one. Good, made
Luca
some money on
like
Sega.
Yeah.
Right there. So you're on Sega right now. Nice little drop down.
Yeah, well, sometimes you get those bounces. They're fantastic. What I kind of favored here, it is free shorts.
Oh, Marvell just came out.
Free shorts. Yeah, so I'm on the offer now actually at 64. That was a little bit slow to show up. Like I'm checking, like my order is accepted, but they didn't show on the board for a quick second. So I am looking, I said 865, it's back at this 864. So I'm looking for this curl here on SIGA, but yeah, sometimes you get those bounces. They're fantastic, nice little scalp trade. I think I want to give it some room. 5 minutes till the imbalances come out. Look, currently it's buy imbalances. What's going to be interesting to me is some of the names that really ran on, what day was the last of the month? Today is
30th. Oh,
Friday.
MSCI.
So MSCI was on Wednesday, I want to say.
Yeah, you were here. Yeah.
Okay, so it was on Wednesday. Some of the names that really ran on Wednesday I want to be paying attention to. Tilray wasn't one of them. But I'm now trailing this every single chance I get. The next trail is going to be at 65 even. You know, we have to be flat at the end of the day anyways. I just took a second shot at NVIDIA. That just got stopped as it took out 167.50. It is that time to get out of positions here. Meta, you know what? I don't like reloading a position at this time of day. If I'm already in it, I've already canceled this order. Why is it taking so long? There we go. So I don't mind getting back into position on a reload, but entering into a new position or getting back in on a reload at 345 is not my cup of tea. After 350 does hit. If it's buy imbalances on this side, I can try to run this into the high of the day, but we'll just stick with what I have. I just got into Sega. We'll see how that one goes. If you're tracking Tesla, don't mean to ignore you. Tesla will be double regret for me 93 long because this would still be in the money. Like Meta came all the way back to break even. The Tesla 193 break is still good. Still $1 in the money. So it was one of the names that I did look at for the break. I decided I liked a couple of other ones better. You know, you can't go back in time. All you can do is sort of reflect on why I didn't prefer Tesla here. And I didn't have a really good reason. It was just that I hadn't traded Tesla yet today, to be honest with you. And I had traded Meta all day long.
All right, we are now only 3 minutes to go. Bears versus Bulls, I just saw you say something you've emailed them 5 times. I don't know if you're talking about us or whatever there. I don't know. Let me know, Bears versus Bulls. You can at me or Neil if you need an answer to something. I don't know if that's what you mean, but no, I don't know. He just said he was talking with another chat member there. Just let us know if you need anything, Mr. Bears versus Bulls, on that. Okay, so we are getting ready to rock and roll here with the imbalances. I've loaded them up right now. You're going to be coming out. Brendan gave us that number. What was it again? 500 million to sell from Financial Juice. So yesterday you weren't here, but it was completely reversal. It was like a sell and then it came at a pretty decent buy or vice versa. So, you know, take those numbers with a grain of salt. But what we just did right there is bang another one out. And we're barbecuing up some profits today on Marvell because there it is right now. Nicely done to the upside again. We reversed it. Short. I mean, look at the day today on Marvell. Short, money. Short again, money. Short here, losing money. Then we went long, made lots of money. So that was a good one there for Marvell. Back up to the upside. My number one stock today will be Marvell, because it looks like Amazon is now below or was just below 94, and we could get cracked out of this. We're long at 94.10. Look where Amazon bounced. This is what I mean sometimes about like trading isn't that hard, but it really is super hard. But like it just bounced off that exact bottom again. Maybe if I zoom in, it'll look even better. There's that bottom. Look, remember I switched my order. It was at 94.97, and I was like, wait a second, that's not 97, that's 95. So it goes right down. I'm probably still going to get stopped out, but it's just like, how crazy is that? Right down to the very same number again before bouncing back off. So Amazon would probably wind up getting out of that for a loser at the end of the day here, but we were able to make good money on it back upside. So Amazon was good. Buy out Don't have anything here. Reloaded it, now out. Now we have a very small piece. Just waiting to see if there is anything to the upside. As I just delay here, waiting for this to come in. That's it, man. Tilray.
You still in Tilray?
Nah, right back down, but we're only holding 10%. Like
I threw a trail in there that got. When it was up there, I thought that trail would be valid until 350 because it was, you're at 70. I think it's as slowly as it took to get up there. I didn't think it would come back down that fast, but I think it just get trailed out. So I got to take that one. Sega, I kind of give it some time, but I always tighten my stops at this time of day. It's at 70 right now. Well, my stop's at 70. It's at 64 where my entry price is. And Meta, it's right here at 123. So if 123 doesn't hold, I'll just get out of Meta. Meta's been a good one, but a lack of follow through the last little bit here, guys. So unfortunately, the market doesn't seem to want to hold on to that impressive gain that it had off the bottom. It's like the ES got green and then promptly turned around right at the end of the day here.
Right. Right now, I just got a message from somebody. Yeah, that thing from Bears vs. Bulls was nothing to do with us. So that is all good on that one. And I responded to it. So thanks to everybody for once again joining us here. We only have 30 seconds to go until these imbalances come out. And they will affect, I'm not going to affect Tilray. They probably could affect Amazon. They will affect Amazon. We're seconds away. What is this? Something else? Okay, we'll have to open this in a second. Here we go. We are getting ready to rock and roll. I feel like, is this from what is this from? Oh, yeah, I can't say who, yeah, this is a present, not for me. This is for somebody else, the most special person in my life, Greg. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's a gift for my wife that just
reporting
came
a bug to Greg.
Right now, yeah. Shout out to that. That was the official manager to the regional manager of Dunder Mifflin. So shout out to, okay, here we go.
Great show.
Just came out there. ITUB, BBD, ABEV, Vale, all Brazilian names lead the way here. Apple is a sell, so the market probably goes downside as per usual here when these imbalances do come out. So there it is. Nice little move to the downside. I don't see Amazon on here. There's Apple. It's not even moving, actually. So that's not Zscaler. That's ZS. What is Z? Is Z Zscaler? Did we miss that today? Oh, Zillow.
No, it's Zillow. ZS is Zscaler. We didn't miss Zscaler.
It was on our
Zscaler
radar,
was on the watch list.
It was on the watch list.
Neither one of us traded.
Nothing else that I have on. I don't see Tilray on here. I don't see. Yeah, I don't see anything. Nothing I have on is on this list.
It's all Brazilian stocks, so there's probably something going on in Brazil.
All right, so we'll continue with it. WDC. Okay, so we'll pass on all that and let's just move forward with trading. Amazon's going to get stopped out in just a matter of seconds here. So not a great hold, but not a bad one. I'm fine with it. Good for you there, Amazon. Let's see what happens.
Oh goodness! By the way, I'm going to get out of Sega, so hopefully. I'm kind of hoping that you're still long a little bit there, farm traders, so that at least if this takes me out, and I always tighten my stop up, so instead of 70, now that imbalances have come, I'll just get out if it breaks 68. I did get one leg out there. It's like a 3-cent move. It's an $8 stock. But if it goes more than like 4 cents against me, I'm just going to get out. 8 minutes to go here, and we're not at 1,000 likes. We had a heck of a lot of fun. Hit the like for Brankles shouting out Lucid. Like you actually... we're sitting there talking. There's the trader, the manager on the floor. It was yelling a bunch. It's like, what is he yelling about? What's exciting? What is everyone in the back excited about? And it ended up being this in a consolidation breakout that, quite frankly, it's like I'm embarrassed that I didn't just punch long as good as that looks. Because look at the clean break, clean move. But we don't ask for anything around here. Just have fun with us, A. B, try to learn something because that's what it's all about. And then hit the like and subscribe. Takes a couple of seconds there, get that job done. I really got to shout it out because I'm really impressed that he had this one early at 990. No, but you look at the chart and I'm like, breakout trade. There he is. There's Brankles. He's on camera.
There he is. Yeah, there he is. You know, it's.
He even got a haircut. Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's the haircut. It's the shave. This gives a new man.
Everybody's doing that whole the shadow look right now. The 24-hour shadow around here, except for me.
Yeah. As I just continue to go like this. All right, so yeah, good day today, guys. Thanks so much. But that's honestly, I didn't hear Luca.
Luca's
leisure suit.
He's just like, yo, I'm not shaving for anybody, man. You can't make me shave. Whatever. I don't care if I'm on camera. I'm not gonna shave. Luca, you can't tell Luca what to do, man. Luca's gonna do Luca. That's what I love about that kid.
What's up, Leroy Jenkins? Yeah. That's Brankles is my boss. That's 100% right. 1K.
Brankles is Dwight Schrute, because Dwight Schrute is everybody's boss, right?
I mean, why not? So yeah, we're having a lot of fun here, and that's part of it. I mean, I know we're sort of talking about that, but it goes to the point of like we weren't really trading much at that time. right?
No,
And
not-
there was some
not at all.
excitement
There was-
behind us.
yeah.
So that's again part of the benefit of being on a trading floor with traders that we know have similar mindsets to trading than us, right? So that's why I wanted to shout out two Brankles there, and it's a nice trade. So all right, getting close now. Only 6 minutes left into the close here. Thanks again for everything again, and great day today. Really happy. Amazon, Amazon just came back up a little bit. I'm going to take a little piece out there at 05. There it is. So we just took another piece out at 05. We're long at 10. It's a 5-cent hit. It just bounced so sweetly off that 95 there that, why not? Let's take a little bit of advantage on that move, taking it out. Ooh, I guess I can cancel my Marvell stop. But look at this stock. Again, another name. I'll close this for now. There's no point in having this up. Learn my lesson a little bit from Snowflake yesterday. Just try to hold and give it some room to breathe. So we're out of it now because it's 350. I don't want to hold names in the 350, but good move upside for Marvell and almost made everything back. It was down 5 or 6%. And just to show you what goes through, you don't really want to know what goes through my head all the time, but there it is. Marvell, we had the short on the sticky note early. We liked the short. It was breaking key levels of 42. Then we did the work and we looked at 44. We liked the 44 short. So we waited all day for that to come in. Boom, boom, boom. Good trade. Then we tried it again and we lost. And then at that point, it was pointed to our attention. And this is, it's a good point out, but we obviously knew that the market was stronger. That Marvell was stronger than the market. And we noticed that, and then we flipped to the long, and then the long paid. So I'm going to try to keep that in mind moving forward here as, we're going to be here every day, that in the afternoon, you want to have names like Tilray. Right? Have a name like Tilray that's moving. Those are the names you want. A name like Meta that's moving against the market. A name like Marvell that's moving against the market. Name like Amazon that's had a huge range today, right? And so those are the names that you want to play. And look at Amazon right now. 5-cent loser, 5-cent winner, break back up to the upside. Here we go. There goes Amazon. Let's take a piece out right now. If we get a 17, we'll take it. And there it is right there. Breaks through 17. And just like Thanos, snap. There goes half my net. No, just joking. We get out. Snaps back to positive right there. Nice trade there for Amazon. And we'll end the day virtually at our highest spot. So Amazon comes, I have an offer still out. That's why it's purple. But right there, take a 5-cent hit, take an 8-cent winner. And that's that for Amazon. As they say, we are now done for the day. Although I still have Tilray on. I don't know if that's going to do anything into the close.
I still have some C. I'm just going to punch out a C.
Yeah. We'll hold on to this. Neil's going to punch out. We're getting ready to rock and roll there. So shout out to everybody, man. It's been good. There goes half my. It was a joke. There goes half my net. It was a winning trade. So no half net going anywhere right now.
I just got out of Siga. Looks like it's going to end recovering a lot of that move. So it did channel. It goes 65. It really only goes down to 60. So like a 5-cent move. And like every single time the bid just kind of hung around holding it up at 5. It's like, what are you going to do? Like it's giving you 5 cents. That's all it's going to give you. I'll eventually stop out. Lost about a penny on the last of it. So that'll be the last trade of the day. NVIDIA closing near the high of the day. The ES has a chance. There's only 3 minutes to go. And we're now 0.16. So the NASDAQ is not going to go green today, but at least the S&P 500 is going to have a decent chance. Someone said they were curious about the imbalances. I know we looked at them, but there's still nothing here. Like the only name that most of you are going to know, Pfizer is a 1.1 billion, or million, I should say, billion. 1.1 million to buy. But really, Sorrento's there, but that's kind of small. That's kind of small stock. It's a dollar stock. And then a bunch of these Brazilian names like iTub, ABEV, Vale, they're all selling bounces. So I can imagine there is something happening in that market. Tesla, what an absolute beast. Next week, that 123. I like 123 on Tesla next week. That's going to hold up, I think, pretty well. You got a nice little channel forming in here, and I think sort of entries off of this, and maybe you don't want to give it $3 or so, but if you can hold this channel, it kind of gives you the breakout, then channels, and then maybe breaking or at least testing that 200 level. So Tesla didn't trade it today, oddly enough. It's weird. I feel like I came in here thinking I was going to trade. I know what it was. I thought I'd be trading it off 200, and then that stupid that jobs number came in. Then the stock tanked like $5, and then you couldn't do anything.
Yeah, oh man, what a violent morning it was.
It was
actually.
crazy.
We talked about that Alibaba. That was a wild one there. Went right down to 86, and that was the level that we ticked, and it just didn't get out. Oh, Tilray, I just want to bring that to everyone's attention. I said to myself, if we ever get back down to 60, we're going to get out, so that's exactly what happened. That's where the 50 period is. We got out at 60 there for our last piece of Tilray.
I meant 193, guys. That's
for Tesla, yeah.
I mean,
just
obviously.
want to give it a big shout out here to Roberto Baca. Are you guys located in downtown Detroit? Nope. Close enough, though. Not too far. I've
been there.
3 hours away. Yeah, I've been there too. I went to the Winter Classic between. It was in the Big House. It was. Wow, what a stadium there. To be in a stadium that's like 100,000 people. And
you know what I saw?
It was hockey. That's what I saw. That was the.
Yeah, so I've been to, what's they call it? Is it Ford Field still?
What, oh, inside?
Inside.
No, I think they got a rename, but yeah, that's where my kid did his robotics.
I saw the Final Four.
Yes.
It was Michigan. Well, it wasn't the final game. It was actually the semifinal. I forget the year, but it was Michigan State, who I love, versus North Carolina. And that was when Tyler Hansborough was a power forward and the star player for North Carolina. And we saw the Final Four inside. It was crazy in a football stadium. To have that many people watching a basketball game was completely insane. Man, I would love to do that again. That was. I'll tell you this right now.
We're in Toronto, anyways.
Yeah, you guys in the States, you know how to do it when it comes to college sports. Like we
don't have college.
We have a homecoming, and it's like.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you guys steal all our best players because unfortunately we cannot.
It's depressing, really. You guys know what's up.
It's not that. I mean, we don't give scholars like all of our.
Well, that's the problem.
Best players go southbound.
If you're good enough, you get paid to go down south.
Yes. What's up, Dan McIsaac, North Carolina, PD Pablo, right there. But all right, here we go, guys. Only 15 seconds left before we get ready for the bell. And here we go. It is Justin on the bell right now with only 10 seconds left. What a great day it's been, and we are going to count this down with only 3, 2, 1. Dun, 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 dun. And that's a wrap right now on the show. So thank you so much again for watching today. I mean, it's amazing that we could sit here. I mean, I think it's pretty amazing that Neil and I could sit here, trade, entertain, have a great time, and of course, give you guys, hopefully, what you need as far as trading advice, education, entertainment, things like that. I want to give a big thank you for all the likes, although we're not going to get enough. The wrap is supposed to be 2K.
No, I actually owed you guys one this week.
Oh.
And I did promise it. And someone reminded me, and they're like, yeah, you said you were going to do it on Monday in lieu of doing one on Friday last week, because I had said I was going to do it. So I will give you one today. But we have to go to Brendan to see how the market finished up. I mean, it didn't really finish up, but.
Yeah, no, right at the end of the day when all said and done, guys, but not that bad. Could always be worse, right? Here we go. 0.2 for the S&P. The Dow, let's call it flat. Remember when we came on at 2? This was a full % to the downside, so a nice rebound there to get back to just 0.5%. Big couple of weeks to come, obviously, for the market heading into the holidays, but a mixed couple days there to end the week.
So, I had to leave early. I actually have to leave pretty quickly today because I'm picking my daughter up from school. But the market in my books finished up because after what happened this morning at 8:30, I mean, if you thought that we were going to get back close to break even, who knows?
No, I agree 100%. I mean, what a great move to the back end there. Pratt asked me if I thought the ES would go positive. I said no, but honestly, I did not think that we would have got to 40.80 anyways. Pretty close. We're actually closing the day at 40.72 or so. So what a good move, and only down 0.24. So to me, based on what you said there, off that number for the jobs today, we went right away down 2%. So it's a nice move back. So, hey, look, man, nobody wants to hear me anymore because they're all ready to rock and roll with you. So let's end such a great show with a little lyrical genius.
100% none of you guys.
I already know who you're doing.
100% none of you guys are going to guess the artist. 99% you can't guess the artist. 100% you can't guess who did the song. You'll maybe be able to figure out who this was. But let's drop it for you guys. Yo, I just tell them what they want to hear. Soon as you don't give a damn is when they want to fear. Say this shoes are overrated like underwear. And if the shoe fits, she want a pair. I tell them something that you don't know. Because if you don't water plants, then they won't grow. I drop jewels, she pick them up, then kick them up. Legs in the air and give it to me. Stick them up. Tell me it's mine. Tell me it's mine. Biggest lie in the world is, yeah, baby, I'm fine. Yeah, maybe I'm lying, but I am fly. Say they see me in some truths, that's a hot damn lie. Yo, Louis V. Balmain's if I call names. Game time, uniform, no ball game. Beautiful lies look as good as they sound. Toast to those in the box, because they couldn't be round. Nice.
All right. Good
No
one,
chance.
Good one.
No chance
No,
you
there
get
is
that
there
one.
is not one. I was looking at it.
No chance you could get that one.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon.
That's the best.
In a million years, nothing that Nick Cannon says will come out
now
my
they're
mouth.
just trolling.
Never.
No one has it. Do you
You'll
want
never get
to
it.
tell everyone?
So that's it's Fabulous was a rapper, but the song is "Beautiful Lie" by Ryan Leslie, he's oddly enough like a producer, R&B producer. But literally my favorite contemporary artist is probably Ryan Leslie, and the dude is a hell of an entrepreneur as well. Like, he doesn't do the whole label thing; he's all on his own.
I wonder if he's got his money in the Swiss bank. Swiss francs.
He has a good song. Listen to Swiss francs.
That's the one that you told me about, and I actually downloaded that one. So that's the only thing
Bill's
I know.
Foreign.
Swiss
I love
franc.
that.
That's a good. Is
You know
it called
what?
Bill's Foreign? Is
Yeah.
the name of the song?
Well, no. It's actually called Swiss franc.
Swiss franc. That's okay. That's a great song.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Neil, for that. Way to end the weekend, or start the weekend, I should say. But yeah, look, lots of fun. I'm at the Raptors game tomorrow, so if anyone's there,
who's playing?
shout out. Remember, I think it's the Magic. I'm looking for Bol.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's
and then
sick.
Bankero as well.
Rancho Banchero, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
good.
that should be a lot of fun
Bol's a
too.
beast.
So and then I'm at the rink all weekend. Brandon, what's your plans?
Not a lot right now. That sounds like a good time though for the Raptors game.
Should be good. Should be fun times. Yeah, we'll hit that up. Neil and I were there with Fahad, and then we haven't seen him since.
Where's
So I'm
Fahad
wondering if
today?
he did get signed by the Nets. I'm gonna have to message him real
He's
quick.
been mysteriously absent the past couple of days.
I think he's working on his game a little bit.
I
We're
just
gonna-
snapped my head back because I heard a beer crack.
Yeah.
It's like,
Our beers aren't here yet.
okay.
Sad. Okay,
There's
guys.
another one.
There's another one. Yeah, they're cracking them on, ready to play some poker. So, all right, guys. Thank you again. Thanks, Neil, for that wrap. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Today, we're back on Monday. You're not off Monday, are you?
Oh, shoot, I am off
You
Monday.
are off Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Snap. There goes half the
I didn't even remember I
hosts,
was off on Monday.
coming through. And I didn't think you were. That's why I brought it up. Hopefully, you were saying
No,
you
I am
weren't.
off
But
Monday, that's
it'll
right.
be Arun, and Arun was a great time yesterday. We had a lot of fun with Arun as we all sort of. I'm excited for Sharif. Sharif is going to be on the big desk when Brendan takes time off in
That'll be big.
late December. So Sharif is ready to rock and roll. All ready for that. We're really happy with his development on that side of things. So, all right, it's 4:05 now. We're going to wrap it up so everyone can get out of here. But for everybody at Trader TV Live, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on Monday, 8:30. Have a great weekend. Ciao.